Boom. I guess I ought to get rid of the map. We don't need this map. It's go away map. Okie dokie. So, you ever see something that looks really scary and has a bunch of really good feats to be scary, and then it walks up on the party and it says it's going to eat you a lot, and then it gets stabbed twice and dies? Welcome to Kingmaker. That was a pretty good showing. I didn't know what would happen here, but is very good. I'm very proud of it, and thank you guys for your support. I'm just gonna dive right into it. Anyone want to go with that reflection first, or am I just taking them on D5s?
I'll start.
Kato.
Since I'm on a high note right now. Kato Sicarius, the newly minted Eldori Swordlord, level 1, but also a level 3 swashbuckler of the Rosalind Bravo archetype, a level 1 monk, Master of Many Styles archetype, and a level 1 fighter, Weapon Master archetype. So yeah, after maybe, I don't know if it's been 3 or 4 consecutive sessions of just completely wasting Arcturus's haste buff, like, just might as well not have even existed in all of those sessions. It paid dividends today. Paid dividends in spades as as we were ambushed by a number of very frightening creatures. One giant, apparently bark was worse than his bite, because I never even got to see the bite. He just went down in one round. First round KO, however you want to say it. So yeah, Kato's feeling pretty good. A lot of his, so based on the reflection from last session, a lot of his doubts and fears have sort of been alleviated. Most of the party, was on board with, starting fresh and, christening the new kingdom with a name. The only one he was a little upset with for her obnoxiousness was the drunken Kalira, as she was belligerent and drunk. However, now that she seemed to have sobered up in the heat of battle, there may be an opportunity to have a more civilized conversation. But ultimately, he's in a lot better spirits. Though he is concerned about the horses. Obviously, we're now in the middle. We traveled out somewhere quite far and remote on horseback, and now we have a bunch of unconscious horses. So what are we going to do about that? That is the question.
Good enough. Hero point, go to you. And anybody want to go next?
I'll go.
It's Kalira Ashling. I can't do it as well as Dell does it, but
I play Kalira Ashling, and I am a barbarian half elf of the superstitious archetype, and she's a little more set at ease after realizing what Bran was trying to teach her all those years ago. If you don't think about what you can't do, there's nothing that you can't do. So even cutting through magic, huh? Who'd have thunk it? So she's happy about that. And she's also a little annoyed that the fop took her lessons in intimidation and turned it into some stupid dance. What was that even?
a stupid dance that prevented the thing with a spike chain from disarming Kato or tripping anyone because it got mad. It was real good.
You're supposed to glare. You just stare. You don't need to do... It's whatever. It's probably stupid Balkans influence. Anyway. That's it.
Good enough. Hero points all around. Anybody want to go next? All right, breaking out the D3.
I'll go.
No, I'm not breaking out the D3. Taxman cometh.
Right. So, I'm still playing Arcturus Vilmar, surprisingly. After not being assassinated in a graveyard.
I'm a little surprised that we all walked away from that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I obviously had some doubts via my text RP that the meeting was legitimate, but I was pleased that it was. My unawareness of the fact that Cato was ever like really upset with me, because what I obviously heard in the oath was more like, yeah, vowing to tell the truth. Exactly. Very nice. So I came away pretty happy. And invisibility was really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's real good at making sure people aren't shooting at you.
And I think that's. Oh. There was briefly when Cato said he was going to go undertake the mission like himself and just leave for a while. I was already imagining like how Kalira and I were going to kill each other while he was away. But fortunately, the plan seems to have shifted.
Fortunately, now that she saved everyone's life by literally magic missiling the darkness, basically. That was clutch. I've never seen anyone take that rage power.
It was okay.
He just recast it, and he got away, so.
Just holds out great sword, spins it a bunch, the darkness whoosh, away. Anyway, good enough. Hero points. Ladies, either of you want to jump in? Or is it the D2?
I guess I'll go.
Senia the Black Stag.
Senia the Black Stag, Senia the Horseless. Maybe not. I don't know. Gotta check on Grom. I play the Achilles Barbarian, essentially a wildling. I've picked up. I've learned some new moves. Going into more of like a protector type of character where hopefully we'll pick up a shield at some point and we'll protect my friends with my newfound abilities. And I cast totems because I am also a Geminid Invoker archetype. And yeah, this whole like oath thing, good enough for me. That's where my head is at.
And good enough for me too. And I guess I'll just say it again. Second verse, same as the first. Ionia, take us home.
Playing Ionia Asshole, mostly human occultist. In light of the events of last session, breathing heavily, Ionia looks around the cemetery. Her companions all scorched and bloodied, but alive. The ogre lay limp at Cato's feet. An impressive victory. He slayed the monster so gracefully and quickly. Her nerves begin to settle as she realizes the impact of Walking's training. Perhaps her companions are, in fact, strong enough to survive these lands. Stronger than she's given them credit, at any rate. The assault had interrupted them before she had really had a moment to take in the content of their recent discussion. The urgency of tending to the wounded must take priority, though she can't help but smile at the thought of being reunited with her father. It had been so long, and she had missed him dearly. Her mind races as she begins to plan how to approach Amalia to gain the necessary skill to get somebody into Burboy, and exactly how she would go about encrypting a message for her father in a way that he would understand. The smile widens as she makes her way to heal her allies.
Good. All right. Here. Good.
Isn't it a nice coincidence that the very first session where Cato becomes the Eldori Swordlord class, he basically starts making himself a legend on the field of battle as well?
Indeed. And hero points
Legend is
all
all
around. We'll jump in. It's the troop of gnomes that had accompanied Jubilost following Pearl of Ash come running in. They see the ogre. Does anyone speak gnome?
Nope.
There's a bit of a back and forth between. I'm gonna keep screwing those two up. I gotta make sure they're not in the same place at the same time. Between Jubilost and his boys, and then Jubilost turns to Cato and just, well, my lord, would you like them to go back home, or should they stay with us?
I'm sorry. Who are these friends of yours?
You know them. They were with him when the.
Are they his traveling? Are they his traveling band?
Yeah.
The expedition group that had come with him that is stuck on
Okay,
a
yeah.
small army of gnome fighters, basically.
Army of gnome fighters just kind of showed up. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, better late than never, but I guess your presence did scare off whatever assailants were still skulking out there. So glad to have you here. No, definitely. We could use all the able-bodied people we can get right now.
Good, very good. Set up a perimeter and block it, or goddammit. Jubilos puts his hand to the back of his head where the enormous chain of the dead ogre had connected with, like, where head meets neck. By the gods, I'm going to feel that one in the morning.
Jubilos, do me a favor.
Yes?
Don't ever do anything so reckless again.
Why?
Huh.
No offense to you at all, but I mean, you saw what happened. I mean, you didn't see what happened. You felt what happened.
I did. He got lucky.
Well, all it takes is one lucky enemy to snuff out your life. So next time, when I say stay close, I mean stay close.
Right on top of you. Understood.
After he says his, Cal picks up the dragon head and goes, "Yeah, he should know because he got killed by an ogre almost. It was pretty bad."
I was but a whelp back then.
Ah, I see. That is a wonderful story. But I suppose the real question is, shall we be mounting this brute's head on the wall of the tavern as well? And would we like to sing praises of the Lord your King, Cato Sicarius? Or are we... I looks over at... Well, Arcturus, do you need to be invisible still? I think it's over. You can come out now. Here, boy.
Whoa, how does that work? I deactivate.
Basically, it's I think it's a free action.
I use an offensive spell on somebody.
A barbed chain slaps Jubilos upside the head.
Do you kind of appear like a energize kind of effect where just like lines and fuzziness, and then there you are.
But like the Romulan one, not the
Federation. Okay.
Yeah,
Good choice.
You realize that Arcturus's shoulders have got much more triangular, and his hair under the mask is much more uniform.
Oh my god.
You didn't get an arbiter, you got a warbird. Had to think of it.
Damn.
That'd be sweet.
We're going to Numeria, we're playing Iron
warship.
Gods.
Right, yeah. How's she gonna get away from this cloaking, orbiting warship, huh?
Where's the darkness? I cast Phaser on the darkness. Indeed, Taxmaster, how do you want to spin this one? I figure we should ask before we go home.
Oh, wait, what? He was here the whole time? I thought he ran again. Huh.
Okay, I didn't run.
Did you do anything? I don't remember you doing anything. It's a little distracted, though.
I ignore Kalira. We don't need to spin anything. I think the truth is that our king took this ogre down and soloed it,
saving the wounded Jubilost's life, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a story that will hopefully replace the gossip and rumor mongering that has been spreading its way through the drunkards at the tavern regarding the little bit of. I
feel like that was a shot.
Alrighty, so Kalira, as this conversation is going on, she makes her way over, and mechanically the ogre was wielding a large spiked chain, but it does bludgeoning damage instead of piercing. So if you're not proficient with spiked chains, you would take a -2 for its size and a -4 for not having the weapon proficiency, but it's 2d6. You can trip people with it. It has a reach of 10 feet, and you can disarm people with it.
How big is it, like, physically?
It's not small. It looks like it was probably used to, like, anchor a small ship at some point.
Well, I want to wrap this chain around the corpse of the ogre.
Okay.
And then drag the whole thing back to Rooston.
Here you go.
Damn, dude.
Kalira hands him the mace. You dragged it.
Clara does not get a spike chain. Fair enough.
I mean, you weren't planning on wielding this unwieldy thing, were you?
This is going to become a weekly thing. We just return with big corpses, dragging them through the time.
Is it a great sword?
No. Plus, it's mine by right of conquest in battle, right?
Sure. I just wanted to look at it.
Isn't that your role?
I wasn't trying to keep it. I was just picking it up.
You can look at it all
If you wanted, you could have it. I don't care.
No, this is a.
You said you wanted to drag the ogre. Yeah, drag the ogre.
Yeah, we're gonna
I just
drag.
really want to see you try to drag this ogre. That's really
Oh, I'm not
all.
dragging it. That's not gonna be.
Yeah, go ahead. Just try it.
My little spaghetti arms could not even hope to budge this thing, I'm sure. No, we're not going to drag the whole thing. It probably weighs a ton. A story, a tale, Jubilas, a tale will be sufficient. As your official role as the counselor of the court, the emissary of the people, the liaison between the citizens of our kingdom and we at the within the high royal court. I task it to you to spread our tale through the streets and to the people, bury the disaster that happened 2 days ago, put new stories and new tales in the heads of the people to talk about and gossip about. We need to bury the past, and this dead ogre will be the shovel that buries it. But I leave that in your capable hands, as you are the man of the people.
He nods.
Is there anything else on the ogre at all?
Yeah, there is. The ogre has quite a bit of stuff. It's very, very piecemeal, very, very, like, I want to say super mutant, but I won't. But I'll say super mutant. Just kind of whatever it could find that would fit its body, and then jammed it on, and then the blubber oozes over top, and then jam something there. A suit of full plate, suitable for a large creature. In addition, it's got a much, much smaller pouch than the pouch it is carrying, a yawl-sized pouch, which has about 500 gold in it, as well as a potion of cure moderate wounds. You think it mostly smells like horrible, much like the rest of the ogre does, and like a bunch of bits and pieces of random creatures that it had been carrying about.
Kalira puts all the valuable stuff in her sack like a reverse Santa Claus. So we're gonna burn this thing. We're not gonna bury it here, right?
We're in a graveyard.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna bury it here, are you? Freaking ogre that tried to kill us. They almost killed the...
What is proper etiquette if you kill a monster in a graveyard? Do you?
Well, I don't think that burying it next to our fallen allies would be appropriate.
You've certainly come a long way from mounting your enemies' heads on the wall.
Yes.
In Restov, they generally just burn the things.
Could you put
Usually
us
when
back?
caught.
Yeah. Could you put us back to world map for a second?
Sure. Boom, bam.
I mean, that's what we did with the bandits. I don't see why it's not good enough for this guy. Kalira kicks him in the face.
I mean, it's true. I mean, we're
Kicks her in her face. Excuse me.
Yeah. Let's just make a a pyre.
Yeah.
Let's burn this stench from our lands.
So you drag it out of the graveyard, and Bakken just, now I'll do you one better. Pulls a volatile something or other from his belt and just hucks it on the body, and it goes up. Just off it goes. It begins to burn. The smell is horrendous now that you've taken this thing covered in blood and filth and unwashedness and then, like, weaponized that stench. You've gone full chemical warfare, but so it was.
And so it was. Fort safe.
No fort safe. It's not that bad.
Okay. Kato kind of flexes his wrist. I feel like I could take on an army of ogres.
That was indeed very
even,
impressive.
Or maybe even a troll king.
Worth a shot. Certainly, you might want to worry about those problems here at home before you go gallivanting off to Restov.
Of course, there will need to be a lot of planning involved. Some communication sent, letters, some secret meetings scheduled. It's going to take time. In the meantime, there are issues at home that we could certainly handle or take care of. I'm not leaving tomorrow. He then looks around to see if he's maybe said too much, or if the gnomes were in earshot. The other gnomes were in earshot still.
They don't seem to be paying attention. They've set up a perimeter.
Right. With that said, we will speak no more of this right now.
He nods. It's unfortunate we didn't get any of the smaller ones. I'd certainly like to know who's sending assassins after us.
You make this out to be assassins and not just. I mean, we've been beset upon by all sorts of terrors in this. Feels like a cursed land almost.
Correct. But this attack was organized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming by the fact that we didn't see whatever was shooting at us, that whatever was shooting at us is something not unlike our Kayal friend who escaped. Perhaps a tiefling, a drow, I don't know. Something that could work in the darkness. Waited for all of you to be out here and then set the ambush. I assume they paid tons of fun back there.
500 gold?
Give or take, the promise of our corpses to take care of our escape route. Meanwhile, they would pick us off. If Perlavash wasn't here, I imagine we would still be neck deep in our own blood.
And that's why it was focusing so much on the horses. This was organized, this was planned and executed quite well. This was no random mugging or...
A couple steps above the common banditry, yes.
Did we get anything off of that fletchling? A piece of clothing, a dropped weapon, anything?
Not a thing.
Damn. What about the arrow that was stuck in my arm?
There's definitely a bunch of broken arrows laying all over the graveyard, yeah.
One went right into my shoulder, so...
One's presently hanging out of Ionia's neck.
I can try to read the history on that, but I don't imagine arrows are going to be
all that
quite the kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's literally ammunition. It's not even the actual weapon.
Mm-hmm. With all that said, I take it that we've been stabilizing the horses.
On that note, that's a good point to bring up. I will 1d. I'm gonna roll this 5 times. The fourth one is Grom to see who stabilized on. Well, no, they would have all. Yeah, no, it's fine. No one went so close to their con being down that you couldn't stabilize them, and no one got crit to death. So all 5 of the horses are just barely able to be brought back.
They're just sleeping. It's gonna be a while before they can actually carry us home, though.
So I have just on me right now 6 heals I can do. I can shift some focus into my medicine bag to try to get a little more.
We do need to leave. The reinforcements that we received might have scared them away, but if whoever it was that sent them here, depending on who that was, they may not take failure as an option, and they could just be reassessing the situation and coming up with a new plan. So I think the sooner we make our way back to Fort Staggrave, the better.
Isn't that all the more reason we should heal a bit first?
Yes.
I say we heal the horses. I didn't make haste.
I agree.
I don't think any of us who were injured were injured enough.
Hawkins' guts are falling out of him.
Bakken's pretty hurt, and
Doesn't he always look like that?
Jubilost, when I rolled the Cure Serious there, he cast Cure Serious on himself. He's got 12 damage on him at the moment.
Okay, so he's...
And he will really quickly... I have 6 of these. There are 5 horses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castings of Cure Light Wounds as he makes himself down. Casts the spell, moves, casts the spell, and all the horses are back to positive. Not happy, but they can move.
I mean, I think that's kind of where we're at, too. I don't love this new accessory sticking out of my neck. I'm not going to remove it until I can heal myself. It's going to be really uncomfortable to ride back with, but I could do it.
What are you talking about? You just push it through. Hear
Yeah,
them.
co-
It's in my neck. Don't stay away
Yeah,
from
yeah,
me.
come here.
Kalira knows what she's doing. She's had plenty of.
No, don't let her near me.
And Jubilost has one more. He moves just, my dear, please, please, allow me. 23 hit points go to Ionia.
Ooh. There you go.
I mean, I could have done it myself, but thanks.
Nah. Lost is trying to, get some favor.
Anyone else? He turns to the rest of the party.
We just need to go. The horses won't be able to move quickly, but they'll be able to move, and that's good enough for me.
Here, I can do another round on the horses.
Okay.
How many horses were there?
Total of 5.
5.
Oh, that's exactly how many I have.
It's like,
So
No.
one of those failed. I can use my mend flesh on that one.
Okay.
Kidder looks at Bloodsong and Gorestepper with shame. Gorm looks down on you both.
they were chained up.
Doesn't matter. I told them how to take a punch. I'll have to do something next. I'll have to do something more drastic next time, huh? Yes, I have an idea. Tomorrow. It'll wait for tomorrow. Though. Yeah. I could barely fit this dragon head in here with all this other stuff. Talking about her sack.
Mm-hmm. Give me the dragon head.
What? No, it's mine. You could have this giant weapon.
Kato just holds his arm out and stands there, looking at you expectantly.
Yeah, here's a giant mace thing. I don't know what.
Shakes his head.
What? No, you said I could keep it. It's mine.
Mine. You can't. Touchy.
Are you trying to mock me?
No. Just observing what I'm seeing.
Well, as I told you before, if you want it, just come and take it. It's right here.
Not worth it. Let's get back. But make sure you hide that thing.
Putting it in the sack. What are you talking about?
You said it wasn't fitting.
Yeah, but it's in there. It just
Oh.
sticks out. Look at the horn. It's huge.
Why are you still carrying that thing around?
Hmm? Well, I
his-
needed somebody to drink with, and all of you people are sticks in the mud.
It's his new boyfriend or her new boyfriend.
At least
Wasn't the whole purpose of removing it from Oleg's so that it would be out of sight because of our closest allies being kobolds? I think it'd be wise to just put it in your
I
house.
told
if
him.
you want
I
keep
told
it
him
in
to
that.
keep it in his. I told him to keep it in his personal chambers. I didn't know he would be.
I mean, well, first of all, out of character, guys. All of this happened in like a couple hours ago. so one,
Yeah, it's true.
Kato told Kalira that at the bar. She hadn't left the bar yet, and then she got a message that said she had to go to some graveyard at midnight, so she hadn't got time to put it away.
That is
Well,
true.
I don't
This was all very. This was all very rapid fire. Just
I
do
went
me a
home.
favor. Just do me a favor. When we get back, don't flaunt it, and stash it away somewhere where I don't have to look at it.
It's starting to smell.
All right. Are we good to get the GTFO out of here?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and head back to the fort.
Works for me.
Back to the fort. Back to Concordia. I
As
guess
we're
we're-
as
guess
we're
we're-
mounting up, I'll kind of go over to Kato and say, next time maybe we have our secret meeting somewhere a little less exposed, and then I get on my horse.
She's got a point, my
I'm-
lord.
I'm concerned how they knew we were going to be out here.
That's a great question.
Considering this is why we said, tell no one, bring no one. No one was supposed to know we were here.
Well,
That's
given
what-
the fact that they have some kind of spellcaster flying
They
with
must
them.
have sentries, but like to be out here at the graveyard on this day
You
at
know,
midnight, it's very. If they were sent here too, unless they were hiding, like unless they were camping out at the graveyard night after night, like
I would doubt that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the chance that they stumbled across us tonight.
what immediately comes to mind, I believe it was Dak some time ago was telling us that the witch to the south of us had the ability to see through the eyes of birds.
Hmm.
I hate to suggest this, but maybe Amalia had something to do with it.
She was very displeased with our arrival, though she has been amicable since our first encounter.
a ploy.
But that could be. We don't know who we can trust really out here. I mean,
Except that
she lied about the curse that she put on me. Was that just to buy time until the assassins arrived? Makes you think. But this is something we'll definitely need to be on extra vigilant about in the coming days.
If we could find her, we could bring her in for questioning.
Well, we
I
know
have
what
a
she
spell that would get to the bottom of this.
Perhaps
Zone
we
of
should-
truth.
Perhaps we should wait until I've received training from her before we make an enemy of her, though.
Right. I mean, could you use this opportunity to maybe try to ascertain her motives?
Right. I believe I'd be able to gain these same skills just with my own research and study, but it would be more difficult to take longer. I do better with a tutor.
If you could maybe come into possession of one of her close belongings, you would be able to get some readings about her. Would you not?
Sure.
May provide some insight.
You know we do have the ogre stuff. I don't know if she had. You could do some.
I thought about
clear-
that. The ogre seems to have simply been a mercenary, more or less. I don't know. Again, I can try. I doubt we'll get anything significant.
Clear throws a giant piece of a breastplate at her. Yeah.
Ionia catches the breastplate and kind of stumbles a little bit and rolls her eyes at Cal, and I guess I'll do my thing. Just need to remember where it is on my character sheet.
Discern next.
Oh, you want a
Appraise
appraise first?
check. Yeah, please. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty darn good one. So, Ionia picks it up, and it's probably the smell of the thing that helps like kick the rest of your brain into object reading mode. And there's just like Ionia spaces out for a second. You're back in your cave, and there's a bit of cognitive dissonance probably this time for Ionia, because you think the smell of blood and gore and feces and rotten meat and everything in between is the wonderful smells of home, and this is great, but also the worst thing in the whole world. And like Ionia's face kind of screws up as like she is trying to concentrate and smelling good and bad at the same time. You're eventually approached by funny pale human with two funny purple human and one very pretty human. They offer you a sum of gold and all the food you could dare feast on if you would just simply go generally in the direction you put together of the Gnarl Marshes, hang out in trees. We'll come get you when we need you. There's a bit of a like flash forward. Be at, what would an ogre call? I guess cemetery is fine. Be at human cemetery tonight late. And the joy and the thrill of the hunt and the prospect of fresh meat and fresh atrocities, like a kid in a candy store, off you sneak through the night. Surprisingly pretty stealthy for something as big as you are, carrying your favoritist weapon that you just kind of called a smasher. Picked up from a boat a long time ago. Real good at tenderizing meat before eating. There's the point of view of the ogre as the ogre is closing in on Grom also is probably a bit of cognitive dissonance for Ionia, as well as like the fear of what could have happened met with a yeah, horse tasty good, and then Ionia snaps back.
Can I get a little more of a description of the humans?
You could, from what he said, make one plains and one nature is fine. Yeah.
One plains and what was the other one?
Probably nature. Yeah. Okay, good enough. So the plains check is real easy. From like you see her being probably that caster. Her hair just no. Her hair seemed to fall just kind of like perfectly the right way. Her eyes were perfectly shaped. Her cheekbones cut just so. Even standing in the filth, she somehow seemed to brighten the room around her. And Azamar, a humanoid with celestial ancestry. The first one described was definitely the fetchling. And then the funny purple. Ionia has heard rumors of what lives beneath the surface of the earth, why they went there. They're pretty uncommon. Most people don't talk about drow, usually because, like in most stories on the surface, they're just boogeymen. But seems to be probably not full drow, given that they were walking around talking to the ogre in like the broad daylight coming into the cave. More so half drow. With the knowledge checks, the one fetchling, one Azamar, and 2 half drow, 4 humanoid races that all have dark vision.
So
I'll share the description of the culprits with the party.
something tells me that none of them is the ringleader, so to speak. If they all conveniently have dark vision, it means they were all chosen by whoever it was who set this trap to be sprung. So it is.
Well, I think we can rule out Tiger Lords on this one.
I wouldn't rule out anything.
I don't know about that. Don't the Tiger Lords employ hags, a coven of witches? So I mean, I don't see this doesn't seem something outside of their realm, no?
Well, I suppose that would be something to speak with Aisling? Was that the one? No, she was the Jampier. You had a friend who was a
hag.
A hag, right?
She's part, I guess. You're talking about Wretch, yeah.
Wretch. The one with the really long nails.
She's not my friend. Let's be clear on that.
Okay, sure.
No,
How silly of me to think that you, Kalira, would have friends.
right. With that all said, we can speculate till the sun comes up about who it is. I think all we can do now at this stage is maybe follow up some potential leads. It could be the Tiger Lords. It could be, what's her name?
I feel like, I mean, I don't know a lot about the Tiger Lords, but from what we know of them, from what we've seen of them, it seems much more likely that they would just come attack us themselves as opposed to pull something like this, don't you think?
Senia could probably corroborate that, yeah. If the Tiger Lords wanted you dead, they'd show up at the gates with 100-odd Tiger Lords, and there would be blood for the Blood God.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a little passive, like killing ambushing our carriage, and then just like taking off
That
again.
wasn't the Tiger Lords, right?
That was the Tiger Lords.
That was. They killed our 2 expensive horses, and just buggered off like an unarmed caravan, basically. Like, oof. what great and powerful warriors you are. Anyway, I wouldn't put it past them to, but like I said, Senya would know much better, but based on my experience with them, the one experience I have with them, I wouldn't put petty assassinations past them. But Senya, feel free to correct me on that one.
I mean, if Kato would like me to throw Book 4's monsters at you, I'm more than ready to do so. Actually, I'm not. Please don't ask me to do that.
No.
Opens Book 4.
Well, this is all well and good, but let's be on horses and talk about this, huh?
I assume you guys have been.
I kind of assumed we're riding right now.
Yeah, riding or probably
I didn't know
already
if she
at the
could do
fort.
that while riding.
She just slumped in her saddle.
I didn't
That's
know
true.
you could throw the breastplate of a large creature at somebody in the saddle and they'd catch it without just like
Right.
rolling out the saddle.
All right. So
I forgot that we were in the saddles.
I don't know if we were. We are now, though. Let's just say we are now.
Or
And
I actually kind of assumed we were back at the fort as this is going on.
even
Because nothing happens between here and there. You don't get attacked again.
okay, well then it's
Sounds good to me.
the details.
Again.
Okay. All right. Well.
I mean, unless do we have more to discuss right now?
Well, Kalira's she's going to bed.
It's now super late, so all I'm gonna say is, as we're all leaving, is I would like to convene in the meeting hall, the war room, basically. I kept you guys up past midnight, so I'm gonna say 0900 should be fair.
Do we have any servants in this castle yet?
We barely
Probably
have
not.
I think so. You think there's a
Yeah.
pot here big enough to put a dragon head in?
I can believe it, yeah.
Alright.
Oleg's probably got one.
Gotta boil the skin and stuff off this thing.
Oh my god. Okay.
What?
Anyway, yeah, we'll meet in the council chamber. There we go. Tomorrow morning at say 9 o'clock. We'll say 10 o'clock. Let y'all sleep in a bit.
I return to the shrine and I ask the arbiter where he's put the letter.
Where has he put the letter? I'll check the herb.
Somewhere secret.
And safe. Yeah, he
Did he rat us out? Dum dum dum.
Probably just tucked it away like under the what are words? Like a little altar of Abadar, like there's a scales sitting on a plinth and it's just under there. Just yes, of course. It is hidden here. Flies, picks up, gets letter, takes back to you.
As it turns out, this actually was from the king, and we did have a meeting. I suppose we can destroy it.
Very good. Have you decided what you would like to talk to Abadar about?
I have not. There've been some developments that might change the questions that I need to ask. So
That is reasonable. What happened?
Oh, we took an oath to tell the truth, among other things. You know, swearing allegiance, and I'm hoping that takes as far.
And never,
Some of our other.
there were other things in that oath besides just telling the truth.
You're not here. Get out of my
I
shrine.
know. All right. Kato sneaks around one of the pews.
Shrine. Abadar be praised.
So I'm hoping that will help alleviate some of the problems we've been having. And then we were beset upon by what seemed to be assassins. But I stand before you, so we made it out okay.
That is good to hear. Was the oath binding? Was magic used?
There was no magic, but I did voluntarily take the oath, though I made clear that my oath to Abadar supersedes.
Of course. What do you think of the others? Do you think everyone will hold true to their word?
Oh, well, I noticed that the others were rather careful to not actually take the oath, but instead say some evasive language, so that's got me a little concerned. But at the very least, I think we have an ally in the king himself, so I feel optimistic about our future.
That is good. I could always ask Abadar if we can trust the king.
Spicy.
That may be necessary, and it might do him some good, to be honest. But I think such a request might be better coming from me.
I understand.
And I go ahead and, I guess, burn the letter and get rid of it.
Okay. Taxmaster, shall I remain in the shrine as you go about your worldly travels?
Well, unless I can think of a specific instance where your presence would be beneficial, I would rather not see you harmed in any way. It feels somewhat sacrilegious, to be honest.
That is reasonable. However, and the Arbiter sticks its left hand out and then raises the wrist, and a sword comes out like a slot that opens basically as the wrist comes up and it into its hand. I am capable of defending myself. My magic, and he
will tear you apart.
will not tear you apart. I am not that reasonably powerful, but I can cause people to drop their weapons. The word of Abadar flows through me, and if I say, stop in the name of the law, shall we say, they might stop. I also am capable of seeing in the dark, flying, and sometimes when I'm hit, the results are shocking.
Seeing in the dark, huh?
He nods.
Would have been nice if
This robot has puns.
someone had a little more foresight.
You told me to come alone. Ghost of Cato, that is sitting in my shrine.
Hey, and you were the only one that frickin' listened.
Do we really count someone's animal companion? Really?
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess Senya brought her horse, and we all brought horses, so dog's
Hey,
fine.
Nora
But
was one person.
I guess we do count.
but what about the dragon? The fairy
The
dragon?
severed head of a dragon counts?
No, the fairy dragon. That I was not happy about. Because I don't trust that thing, as far as I could throw it.
In any event, you make a good case. I can probably think of, given that knowledge, I'll be more open to the idea in the future. But again, I am concerned about injury coming to you because I don't know that I have the proficiency to heal you if you were to injured or damaged.
Well, actually, and to prove the point, the Arbiter backs up a little bit and then flies a little too hard into the wall. Doing so, obviously, a little bit of sparks come off him. There's a little dent in the front of him, and you watch as slowly the dent, as if there was a hammer on the other side, pounding the dent out. It back together. Unless someone hits me with a weapon that is aligned with chaos, I will regenerate.
Indeed, says Ghost of Cato. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
You ever just get the feeling that Kato's watching you?
I would know if you... No, I wouldn't know. My constant detect chaos ability would not pick up Kato, but it would pick up a lot of things.
So, to be clear, you can only be permanently damaged by chaotic weapons, and you have a constant detect chaotic aura around.
He nods. The nod causes him to do a full 360.
Well, All right, that's a pretty good case. I think, yeah, it might be a good idea to have to. I'll have to introduce you to the king, of course. But in general, it would probably be, well, I should say, the default should be that you come with me, I suppose. Unless I can think of something for you to do here at home, if your talents would be better used here.
Like the dishes.
But under the condition that if you sense you're in danger, you immediately return here instead of continuing any dangerous situation.
Of course.
Okay. Well, I need to, well, not sleep, cast Keep Watch, and stand here for until morning.
Wow.
The scariest flavor text of Keep Watch I've ever heard in my whole career. I'm gonna just hang out right here. Don't anyone judge me. Good enough, works for me. And the next day dawns. What do, squad?
So we're meeting at the meeting hall.
Yep. I guess.
I'm
Yeah.
making my way there.
The 17th of May, I believe.
When were we wanting to do this whole Brevoy thing?
Let's talk about that. But probably after we kill ourselves a troll king. How
Guys, we
fast
have-
do trolls? How fast do trolls breed? Because our great and majestic king of the forest thinned them out pretty heavily for us. So, I mean, if the time is right for the picking, we don't want to miss the harvest.
What a really good point.
Yeah, make a knowledge nature check.
Knowledge what now?
Knowledge nature. If Kato's question about the breeding habits of trolls is serious.
I'm gonna
Should be relevant.
tireless. I'm gonna tireless logic.
Well, it's cool. I think Senya's got it. She's lived in these lands after all, and probably dealt with one or two groups of trolls.
They breed, a troll will reach maturity pretty fast, but they breed at about the same rate as a human. They've been thinned out pretty hard, though. So Kato is correct. If you wanted to hit the trolls and their king now would be a pretty good time to do so.
And I'm feeling pretty on top of the world right now. Question. I know that we were able to get fire enchanted ammunition. I know aside from an expensive flaming sword enchant, is there any equivalent of a consumable enchantment, something similar to a poison or something that could be put on a sword that would give it a temporary fire property?
Not
such a
that
thing
I'm
exist?
aware. You could hit somebody with a torch.
Boom.
Right.
As an
But this-
improvised club that's on fire.
Right. Okay. There's no way to have a temporary flaming sword.
Right. Or
Other than
Alchemist Fire
magic.
would do it. Acid Splash would do it.
Okay. And I don't really want to douse it in oil and light my sword on fire. That's probably not a good idea. Probably more likely to burn myself.
Be pretty cool though.
It'd be okay.
Make a good YouTube video.
Would ruin your sword. Well, I guess it's a magic sword.
Well, it's
though.
magic,
Maybe
so
that-
it's very resilient to.
Yeah.
stuff
The
like
best
that.
YouTube video ever. Just Kato's epic fail.
While we're in town, I need something that will make me faster. I'm very slow. I can't do anything because I can't get anywhere.
What's your speed?
20.
Oh.
Because of that medium armor.
Well, there is
Yeah, just
there
take
is
your
a
clothes off.
solution for that actually.
If you're suggesting I take off my armor, that really hinders me in a lot of ways as well.
No, I'm saying you use different armor.
Okay, what would you recommend?
Well, I just so happened to be recently acquired a substantial amount of dragon hide.
You mean
I'm pretty sure.
You mean we have acquired a
How-
substantial amount?
We
No,
rolled,
it's
I
I
think,
I'm
before.
just trying to be glib here.
We rolled before to determine how we thought that would go over with the kobolds. Does anyone remember?
So obviously, the general
If you're
consensus
worried
was
about
Sid
the
scale
kobolds,
probably
just
wouldn't
cover
care.
it up with a cloak or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. But what's more important to you, the feelings of a couple of little rat lizards, or your ability
Who have an
to be
entire
effective?
army.
That's fine.
We really should not try to upset them.
I mean, the army is led by one kobold who doesn't care about dragons anymore, as far as I know.
Well, and I guess you're right. I can't always hide it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the size, let me pull up what I dug out. Size of the dragon we killed.
It can make a hide armor. I think that's the best that we can do with it.
And a shield, and so one suit of hide armor and one with enough left over to for a shield. So, but is hide armor's medium, isn't it, or is it light?
Hide armor is medium, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that wouldn't even help her movement though.
No. Can you make a light dragon armor?
Make like a chain shirt out of it or something.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, Kata would love that. A dragon hide chain shirt. That'd be sexy. That'd be significant. That'd be a significant upgrade.
We're not outfitting Kato right now.
I know. Just saying.
You want a shirt made of the hide of the dragon that beat you in a duel?
I mean,
I don't care.
The way I see it, we have a couple different approaches here. We can find armor that won't hinder my mobility quite so much. We could find a magic item that would improve my speed. We could find different sources of armor.
You know what would be really good for you? Actually, it's not overly expensive. I'm checking the stats here just to make sure. Oh, it's still 20. I thought it was.
The noble witch, she can make magic items. Maybe you can order something from her.
So you want something with a move of 30? Is that what you're looking for?
At the very least, like the more mobility I have, the better. My base mobility is 30. If there's a way I can improve that, that would be great. Because Minoru's speed is 55. So like it's a little awkward when I'm like, okay, Minoru, like go attack, and I'll be there in 3 rounds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't necessarily need to brainstorm this right now. But
hide armor, like full hide armor, is medium, but there's also a light version called hide shirt. Slightly less AC, but it's light armor and gives you the full 30 feet of movement.
Okay. Yeah, and then if that thing that I gave you in that last battle, Kato, is that something you think you'll ever use, or is that something I should hang on to myself? Because that would also help.
Hang on to that.
I mean, I'm gonna hang on to it. The idea. Is that something that I should be consistently giving you? Because that is something that would also make me harder to hit, and therefore I don't need the heavier armor.
Right. No, keep it yourself. If we end up in it would be like niche situations where.
Right. Like, let me know if you ever want
right.
it.
Yeah, I mean, you could downgrade from hide armor to a hide shirt. You would lose 1 to your AC.
I mean, again, we don't need to spend
right.
Out of character. We don't need to spend the session figuring this out. Right. But in character, whatever it is we decided on while we're in town, I want to like put in an order for that or do whatever to get that on its way to us.
I'll put this in loot. It's a little expensive, as a lot of magic items would be, but that would cut it as well.
Yeah, I did see those, but that's about 4,500 gold more than I have.
That makes sense. Amalia would be able to make that for a reduced cost, because like when you craft things, you don't pay the market value.
But she might curse them, and you'll explode when you put them on.
Like that one quest in WoW.
We don't trust Amalia. Exactly. She might have been the one trying to assassinate us, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Those boots are good. Ooh, and a +5 competence bonus on acrobatics.
Yeah.
I like these boots.
I mean, yeah, that'd probably be great for you too, Kato. But eventually, what I'd like to do is probably drop my armor down so that I get my full movement, and then add something like this in addition to it, so that I can try to keep up with Minoru.
Get a chain shirt or a hide shirt or studded leather, maybe.
Sure.
You
Either
got
way, like I
options,
said,
but
Something to
those
figure
are
out.
all
placing
put you up
order.
there.
Let's
yeah,
move
for
on.
sure. All right. Back to the big plan. So, 3 matters of 3 things on the agenda for today.
4
first,
things on the agenda. First thing, when Arcturus shows up, he's followed by a bronze ball with wings.
I pull my sword.
Not jittery at all.
Taxmaster. He seems aggressive.
Oh, are we meeting Arbiter?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people he
Arcturus.
Yes.
Is it following behind him?
Probably like flying at his shoulder.
Do I know what this is?
Arcturus,
Knowledge religion
Is that an
for everybody.
assassin?
No. This is a gift from Abadar.
Yes, Ionia, you know what it is.
A gift.
Senia, not so much.
It is a holy creature from the Golden City, sent
Uh-huh.
to aid us in our venture here.
What did you have to sacrifice to summon that thing?
How much blood?
Abadar
I
does not
once
require
again
sacrifice.
ignore
Only
the-
constant
the blood-
vigilance.
The blood of 16 virgins to summon this thing. Okay. Kato puts his blade away and says, Some warning. Notice would have been nice.
Well, it happened very suddenly for me too. In fact, it was just early last night, and then I received your letter, which said no one was to come with me, and so
Oh, so you didn't think to mention this great discovery while we were all in each other's company last night.
I sort of look around and say we had other matters to discuss.
And a long horse ride home. But that's neither here nor there. Introduce your new friend, pet, familiar. I don't really know what to call
I
it.
have. This is an arbiter.
I am no pet. I am an arbiter. Flies forward and Jubilos turns the corner as he comes and just by the chaos detected. Turns like just straight to Jubilos, looking right at him. Jubilos just the nerf me. And
I
goes to,
should have known.
puffs his chest out. Second aura. Perlavash pops its head out, like from behind Jubilos' shoulder. Kind of just pouts a little. These damn creatures of law and order are always judging us. What did I do? I saved your life. There's going to be a bruise on the back of my head. There's probably actually a sizable lump on the back of Jubilost's head this morning. From where the whapping happened. Bakken comes in from another direction and the Arbiter turns. Chaos detected. Bakken just scowls.
Now that one I did not see coming.
Is your
What, you mean the Mad Bomber? What, you didn't think he was chaotic?
is your
He
new
wasn't mad. Or, I mean,
You,
he
when
was
we first met him,
originally.
he was like, "You come in my hut, I'll blow you up." Blow you up."
He's
And I
just
still will.
To be fair, Cal, you'd be the same way.
you're a hermit living out here all by yourself? With that,
Senya excited by all this detecting. She's like, "Oh, do me that."
Turns to what is Senea's alignment?
Lawful neutral.
No chaos detected. Spins the rest of the party. 3 auras total. Doesn't really do anything about it, but like anytime Arbiter's gaze turns and lands on like Jubilost, it stops for a second. Like as if he's like sizing up Jubilost and then turns a little.
Kato's gonna like approach slowly and kind of like look, like lean his head in towards the thing's, I guess, eye or whatever, and just kind of like examine it back and forth.
It does the same. Just looks at you, blink.
I love this thing.
Can I
So
help
is this-
you?
Did you just bring this in here to, I don't know, judge our companions?
Of course not.
Then
But
what
he
did
is
you-
part of he's a gift from Abadar. Why would like him with us? Abadar is aiding our venture out here directly.
It sounds like
Deserves-
Abadar would like it with us, and I think we have no room to question that.
The taxmaster has asked I follow you, and so I will.
Very well.
So wait, let me get this straight. So Abadar sends little winged balls to those who curry his favor.
What's your deity done for you, Kalir?
Talking about? Look at me.
Kalira flexes.
I'm a one-woman wrecking machine. Are you dense? And besides, Gorm has this thing made out of blades. Now that's something. I just need to kill a bunch of you in order for me to summon it, but I don't want to do that. So you can thank me now.
I motion towards Kalira and tell the Arbiter that's the one.
I see. What shall we do?
Gorm, if you can hear me and you have that blade thing, you can send it down now. I don't even care.
No response.
Nothing for now. We made an oath.
Good enough for me.
Hmm.
My
So,
God, once
Arbiter.
yet again.
I am flattered that you have joined Arcturus here and wish to be involved, though I think your etiquette is a little lacking in the presence of a king.
This is an instrument of the god.
And you are immortal. You call yourself a king. You, like most kings, are just flesh and blood, with a nicer house than most of the flesh and blood around you.
Yes, well. I
I
don't really have
believe
a retort.
I believe it would be a prudent decision to leave the philosophical discussion for another time.
I am fully prepared to debate whether or not kings are as powerful as Abadar for 2 hours.
Yes, well, Arbiter, while you are a guest here, despite where you come from, you are indeed that. You are a guest here. You are welcome here, as you are a companion of my friend Arcturus and a member of this court. So, as long as he is welcome, you are welcome. However, I would ask that if you are going to be staying here, that you follow the proper, you show the proper respect and follow the proper etiquette of someone who is in the presence of a royal court. Are you able to do that?
What
The
would you have him do?
The Arbiter turns to Arcturus and says, "What did I do incorrectly?"
I am uncertain as well.
He arrived unannounced and uninvited, with no apology for interrupting.
That is my error, not his. Frankly, this all
Perhaps.
happened so quickly that I forgot to mention it.
Perhaps we've all gotten off on the wrong foot here. Perhaps we should start again. Arbiter, I am King Cato Sicarius of the kingdom of... What did I call us now?
Concordia?
Concordia. And I hold out, I don't know, does this thing have like normal arms?
I don't know if you probably wouldn't call them normal. They look. It has a thumb and 4 fingers, but
All right,
it
he'll just-
appears to be made of like bronze and copper.
He'll just give like a slight like bow, I guess, like a respectful nod with that announcement of who he is.
I understand who you are. I am the Arbiter.
Take no offense, Cato. Take no offense, my lord. He is an instrument of the gods, of the god himself.
Well, we'll see how useful of an instrument he is, I guess, since I'm going to assume he is to be a permanent fixture here.
So
That
long as
was
the
my-
taxmaster requires my assistance, I will remain. I cannot get back on my own.
You cannot get back home.
I cannot.
How did you get here?
I was sent here.
And you cannot return the way you came?
No.
Did you come here knowing that you would not be able to return?
Yes.
Oh. Well then.
I suppose I could go find another inevitable. It would be... And, like, the Arbiter picks up, like, 5 feet and spins around. Northwest of here. Closest inevitable. Perhaps they would return me to Axis. I believe I am better served here.
I guess time will tell. Back to business. If there is no more surprises from anyone this morning.
An iron golem made of blades. Thousands of blades. It would tower over all of you. And then... Oh, were you none of you paying attention to me?
You seem to be describing an iron golem made of wishful thinking.
I like this thing.
Golem will have his
All
day.
right.
Mark my words. Golem will have his day.
Kato tries like his hardest not to laugh at that statement made by the Arbiter. Like he's just like like he's pursing his lips, like trying to like hold in a smile. Okay.
On that note, the Arbiter turns to Kalira and looks Kalira up and down. I detect no chaos on you. Gorum does not love you.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ouch.
I don't require love of a golem. I give him conflict. I give him tribute every time I swing my blade.
I am
Golem
not
doesn't
sure.
give love.
You may think this. I do not believe Gorum has noticed you.
Psh, what are you up? I've met a priest of Golem. I know. He taught me how to swing this thing, in fact.
Apparently he did not teach you to worship properly.
Well, no. I decided not to be an acolyte of Golem. I had better things to do.
And then you ask for his help in the form of his servants who do not arrive. I will wait for the coming of your wishful thinking elemental.
It might happen one day. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Artoris, would you mind retiring this thing to wherever it was you were keeping it?
Arbiter,
Because it seems to be a...
your counsel has been appreciated, certainly by me.
Wait, before you go, it was so lovely meeting you.
You as well.
We're about to discuss some things that are rather dry. So, if you could return to the shrine and just watch over it for a few hours.
Of course.
Thanks.
With that in mind, if we are talking of matters of state and the law, I am well equipped to advise you as to the wants and needs of the first city of Axis. Make sure that this region is compliant with them.
Of course.
But, nods. I will return to the shrine.
I will counsel with you after our meeting.
Okay. And off he goes.
As soon as he's like been gone for like, enough time that I would assume he's out of earshot. Another one.
Seems very useful.
Seems
Another
very
one what?
intrusive and
Seems-
prying.
Yes, intrusive, belligerent, judging.
Belligerent? He was the opposite of belligerent.
Indeed. I am belligerent. He is... Dare I say, he's... Jubilush just is too flustered to come up with anything, and just... He's the damn... And just sputters off into nothing.
There it
Carlo
is.
Ash is fully flown out and is just kind of like in full pouting mode.
Well, he was belligerent with Kalira and his means of worship. Either way, now that annoyance
like
is
to
out of
say,
the way.
I think it would be wise to show respect to a minion of the deity who has been doing so much for us. And I kind of motion vaguely at the budding civilization around us. Just saying.
Yes, well, I don't know what this arbiter is. I have no Never heard of such a thing. Claims to be the representative of Abadar, and that may well be true, but it certainly doesn't have any manners.
He seemed perfectly well behaved to me.
At any rate,
I will continue to work with the Arbiter at focusing his counsel and comments to me privately.
I think that would be in the best interest of many people here. Okay, so now that uncomfortableness has passed, where should we start? The assassination attempt, the troll issue, or we're going to call it Operation...
I know, we shall call it Operation My Sword is Bigger Than King Nuleski Sertova's Sword.
It's a little wordy.
Indeed. Operation Pissing Contest.
I like it.
Anyone else have any ideas for a
well,
code?
putting that aside,
name?
I would like to discuss the assassination attempt first, because as you alluded to, it seemed organized to such an extent that they were waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps it would be...
They knew to give the ogre a message to march upon the cemetery when the time came.
Mm-hmm. Which, given the discretion that was called, I am a bit concerned.
I actually had a few thoughts about that. How goes the construction of the barracks?
Underway. Should be done before too long. In the grand scheme of things, a few more weeks. Certainly the people here are well enough able to defend themselves now, should an actual attack appear in our walls. On that note, perhaps next time, if we'd like to have secret meetings in the middle of the night when shadow dancers are afoot, perhaps we stay inside. Perhaps we stay closer to our friends, allies, cohorts, and that damn stuttering mess that Dak is.
Hey,
I point at Bakken and nod as he's saying all of this.
Kato, what exactly possessed you to go to the graveyard at midnight?
Were you not listening? I used Keston's gravestone as a prop for my
Yes,
my presentation.
Prompt and circumstance. Yes, I understand.
It was
Propping
symbolic.
yourself up to fall farther when an ogre comes and claps you with
all-
it.
It's very on brand for him. Really, honestly, I don't know why we are.
All of that aside,
grabbing him.
we have daylight now. Why don't we go back and try to track our attackers?
Not the worst
'cause they
idea I ever heard of.
Didn't they fly away?
Well,
One of them
Which
did.
did,
The
but
rest
the
were on
archers
foot.
didn't.
The archers were running.
The
The darkness guy probably just turned into like a little. I picture him turning into a little tornado of darkness and just like zipping away.
That's not. I don't think that's how that works.
The shadow dimension Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of flickered away. And then we had Flying Witch, but
But what I was
All we need is one of them to get answers.
actually suggesting is that we since we're gonna have a barracks soon, Senia, I'm going to need your help. I can't do this alone. We need to get these we need to get our militia in order. And you, as our marshal, you need a troop of outriders, scouts, someone who could survey these areas, these forests, make sure we know of ogres hiding in the tree line just beyond our border. It's ridiculous. We should have people out there searching, not unlike the Aruxi. We should have eyes in the trees. Yes.
I not to that in agreement.
And to that, I suggest that Senia and I, and probably one of the three idiots, should start heading in some sort of training, just some organized training to see if we can get some actual muscle behind us. But as far as your idea, which I think we have someone who's is pretty good at tracking among a few of my recruits. Um, I mean, Stretch is a bat.
Hmm. Yeah,
From
I
what I
think we have.
understand, Artoris is quite adept as well. I think there's
Well-
a number of us. Minoru is great at tracking. There's several trails.
The thing is,
I think it would be.
I would like to certainly have us investigate the area where the attack happened and try to pick up any trails. I think us personally seeing to that is a waste of our time and our talents. Certainly, if any leads pop up or any promising trails are run across and reported on, then that would certainly warrant our attention. But simply branching out and trying to find leads would be a time-consuming endeavor when we have many other things we also need to be taken care of.
Yeah, I think Stretch and Shades would probably make a good duo for that. Considering our prey is apt at night.
Yeah, we do have some unique talents that Kalira has brought in recently, and I think it's time for them to start earning their keep, so to speak. With that said, I think and this is just my recommendation, I am obviously open to discussion and debate about it, but I think our best immediate action is to, so to speak, what is the saying? Kick the trolls while they're down. Root out this problem while the timing is to do so is favorable.
Okay, so you want to try that again, is what you mean?
Well, I mean, we ran into a little bit of a distraction on the way there the first time, but now that distraction has made our job easier. We might as well finish the job while your minions investigate up a little bit up north to see if they can find any trails or any leads that we could then maybe follow up upon our return.
Do we have any idea how big the? I don't want to call it a camp because it's probably larger than that. The residence of the trolls is.
Yes, Jubilos told you that they have taken up residence inside an old dwarven outpost.
It's fairly fortified. About 50 of them are dead. So that's nice.
I think the first time we fought one of these, Kalira was setting something up with some flasks of oil, and I imagine there was going to be fire involved, and I think that would be a smart course to go here. We could block them off in places with fire and the like.
Oh, I like that. That's devious.
How likely would the for those that know about trolls, Xenia,
What about me?
if we were to cut the head off the beast, so to speak, kill the king, the troll king, quote unquote, air quotes, as Kate does the sword king, would that disperse them back into their previous wandering, roaming, and mostly harmless behavior that then they could be easily picked off and thinned out that way?
It's
'Cause
possible.
it is this king that is essentially organizing them, correct? Although they generally don't behave in such organized manners.
Trolls usually, they have familial structures. They live a life not unlike what Senia would have been used to. Killing the leader would have the same effect as, if Kato would have died. They will be a little less organized, dispersed. Maybe some infighting as a new leader is chosen, but then they would have a common enemy. So there's a bit of give, bit of take there.
So it's going to be favorable no matter what, even if it doesn't completely end them. A little disorganization, a little bit of infighting, it all works to our benefit. I think if we can find the king, find an opportunity to remove him, the rest should fall to pieces much easier, I would think.
Do you think, Jubilas, you saw the place out? I understand it's dwarven, so it's probably made mostly of stone. But what are the odds of us somehow starting numerous fires within their fortifications?
Slim to none, I should think. Short of you wanting me to make illusory fire, scare them out of their hole or something, but indeed, literally carved into the hillside.
I mean,
But
that
if
might
we-
be something.
If we do again, like Clear was doing, like have a layer of oil atop whatever, even a layer of oil on top of stone is still going to burn.
That is quite true. Yes, indeed, my dear.
We could. Did you happen to see how many ways in and out of this structure?
I believe just one, just the front door. Fortunately, I believe the creatures had how shall I put this? Torn the shit out of it when they got in the first place. Certainly, it would probably be hanging wide open.
And there are guards watching this opening.
I would assume, yes.
Here's another question: have we, or rather, Jubilost, have you seen the king yourself? Do we know that the king or the leader of these trolls is a troll himself? Because if this is unnatural behavior for trolls, it's possible that they're being led by some other creature, right?
It is indeed possible. I have not seen their leader. Generally speaking, trolls like this will only come together in times of direst need. A troll and begins looking at all of you and probably I would say about 3 or 4 times the weight of Kalira. One troll in a 24-hour period to sustain itself. Too many trolls together, they'll eat a region out of its food, and even they're smart enough to realize that would be stupid. And then they turn on each other. The only reason they're together now is, I assume, because some threat has forced them together, or someone is pulling the strings, someone has assembled an army. Fortunately, our liege lord, as Jubilost remembers the horrors of when y'all walked into the clearing, dealt with them. That said, I would assume there's plenty more still in there.
Yes. Well then.
I mean, it's
My-
it's possible for us to. I mean, if we're going in, we could set some sort of using maybe oil or even illusion to, if too many of them fall upon us, as a way of cordoning off their additional forces. Then we can take care of what we can take care of and escape if we need to.
Indeed.
Without knowing their total numbers, I feel like the dragon attack has probably put them either into a state of probably even panic, of desperation almost, depending on how much it truly thinned them out and how much devastation it did to their to whatever it was they were planning, or whatever reason they were amassing in such numbers. I think at the end of the day, what am I trying to say?
Forgot your whole point.
Yeah, I forgot the entire point. But yeah, stuff and things. Fire. Amass fire and weapons. Both Jubilost and the fairy dragon can do illusionary, can make fire, fake fire, right?
Illusory.
Illusory
Yes,
fire.
fake
yeah.
fire.
Okay. That could be our key to creating a favorable battleground. I think I'm just rehashing what Clara said, but yes, I think that is our ticket. Combined with real fire too, of course.
Spoken well and true, my king.
Yes. All right.
All right, so we have that. There's that. So what are we moving on to? Your insane plan now?
The insane. Yes.
I vaguely remember agreeing to this, and I'm
Yes. Now that you're
already,
sober.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Now that
I had a chance to think about.
Now that you're sober, you can make good on your promise.
I mean, I could I suppose we could reach out to some people.
So
I mean, do we have a way of sending? I mean, we could still we have couriers and stuff that can go.
Well,
to the rest
we
of the
don't
party.
want. So we have. I've learned through some DM magic that we may have someone in the party who's very apt at sneaking into places and going undercover. So I think we have a courier already, the ideal courier already in our midst right now.
The DM is confused.
But I don't have any in-character justification for that, so the person
Why don't you just ask?
The person is going to have. Well, no, I have no reason to ask at this stage. The person's going to have to broach that topic themselves.
Okay, well.
So we will need someone who is able to sneak into Restov to deliver the messaging to Kalira's contacts, undetected, without suspicion.
Don't mind me, just casually going to a DM with Dell so I can remember what we're talking about.
Did I miss a transition here from the trolls to?
You must have. Yeah, we transitioned to.
Kalira did a.
We transitioned to Restov.
Did you have something else you wanted to add in regards to the trolls?
No, I just missed where we changed subject. I was a little confused for a second.
I don't know what. Hey, blood.
I was dropping you some pretty heavy hints, Ionia, to jump in.
I see what you were doing.
Okay. So we have the contacts. Cal has contacts in Restov that could have messages delivered to my party, and probably could also have something smuggled out to Port Ice. But we need someone who can actually deliver to Cal's contact, which would need to be someone who would be apt at infiltrating the city under disguise without drawing any suspicion, and then could escape once the delivery has been.
Hey, blood priest.
So I don't know anyone who would be capable of that in character, but
I don't respond to that name.
Aren't angels supposed to be invisible? Can it do that?
I am not sending my arbiter, or not my arbiter.
Oh.
I'm not sending an arbiter of Abadar on a courier mission.
Even no, I mean to watch over the witch. If the witch is going to learn how to be,
why?
She already said she said she was going to learn how to disguise herself from the other witch.
Oh, that's right.
I really want to fit a Fallout New Vegas joke in there somewhere, because we've said
You
courier like 5 times, and the arbiter doesn't not look like Eddie.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
I mean, the courier. Sorry. Wow. The arbiter is probably the only one in this entire kingdom who isn't technically banished to this kingdom, or banished from Restov. He could make the delivery completely unscathed, probably. But he doesn't have the subtlety, really, to deliver it in a, subtle way.
No.
Can this?
Very,
This is a message from
Yeah. This is a message from Kalira, who is banished from this kingdom.
But it doesn't necessarily need to be like that. It could just be a matter of deliver this letter, say nothing, right?
Yeah, but can we? I don't trust this thing to be that discreet. Honestly, I don't even think Arcturus probably trusts it to be.
I do trust it, but I don't want to send it on menial courier tasks. It's not our carrier pigeon. This isn't
exactly a menial task. This is a pretty major thing.
We're trying to broker a treaty of sorts in order to secure the security of our kingdom.
This is a piece of divinity. I'm not sending it on.
Fair enough.
Speaking of security of the kingdom, really quickly, I was rolling for the aftermath of the scandal outside, and I did not beat the kingdom DC with the loyalty check, but I would if Kalira spent her hero point to increase it by 4.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The infamy of the kingdom has increased by 1, but there are no further detriments.
I'll send Fish to start slapping people who are talking crap. They'll just fall asleep. It's fine.
Yeah. 1 infamy, but no loyalty or unrest penalties for the big debacle.
Oh, we dodged a bullet there.
Oh man, I think yeah, his poison just puts people to sleep, right? I forgot. It paralyzes people or puts them to sleep. I
Dexterity damage.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah, he's just knocking people out then. Sweet.
Oof.
Oof. Knocking them on their ass.
Hey,
All
man,
right.
talk shit, get
Well, then how about this? I will look into possibly finding someone to make that delivery. However, who is your contact? You'll need to provide the information of who your trusted contact will be.
Sure.
Needs to be someone you trust with your life
Huh.
and trust with my life.
Well, I mean, trust anyone, but I do trust motive, and you sweeten the pot enough, and it'll get done.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
put it that way.
I know how the world works. We will make sure that your contact is obviously compensated for the risk that they take on our behalf. As long as you vouch that we can trust them, because I do not want to find myself at the end of a noose because your supposed associate decided to rat us out for a larger purse.
Oh man, I don't know who he's going to rat anyone out to that would care about any of us. Basically, if he went to the people who would care about us, he would be the one on the noose, not us.
Fair enough.
Understand?
That gives me some reassurance.
Yeah, sure. He's a good guy. Well, you know what I mean. Don't have angels.
All right. So, Ionia, since you also had a letter you wish delivered to your father, I will give you time to prepare that and how you deem appropriate. I will get to work with my
letters we
missive.
send out. I'm out of character. Tommy, linguistics is what you would use to like encrypt a message, right?
Exactly.
Okay, back in character. Any messages we wish to get into the borders of Brevoy, I'm quite adept at creating, encryptions, secret messages, the like.
Very good. Very good. Then we shall work on this together.
Don't you need like what do they call it? The wax thing. Like I seen it on eviction letters. I don't know what you call it.
Wax seal.
It's just yes. You need one of those, don't you?
It wouldn't be a bad idea if we can get like a forgery kit of some kind, just for added authenticity.
Yeah.
A
good thought.
Do you have one of those?
Do I?
Like you don't, because no. I mean the seal, because I mean I mean if we deliver this to the person that could deliver it, I mean he is not exactly trustworthy. So how will they know that the letter in itself is real? You understand?
I'm not trustworthy?
No, the person delivering the message.
Oh. I mean, I have my like the Sicarius family seal, but that would carry with it some additional risk if he was caught carrying that on his person. It would be quite obvious.
Two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
But it would also add legitimacy to the letter if it was received by the Lord Mayor, and make him more likely to take it seriously or believe it's legitimate. So maybe a risk worth taking. One thing that I do not wish to do under any circumstances is drag my father into this mess, which is why I have not mentioned reaching out or contacting him or anything of the sort. I do not want to bring any more hardship down upon my house. So we may use the seal if deemed absolutely necessary, but that would be as far as I would use my old family connections. What he doesn't know hopefully can't hurt him.
Oh, we don't have an infamy tab.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
The
want to
Kingdom
jam it in anywhere. It doesn't like play a role until your infamy reaches 10, but
See it.
it's like for every 10 you take penalties on checks dealing with other kingdoms and stuff. The debacle with the dragon, there was that time with the dragon. That doesn't. It only would have hurt if you
Guess we
couldn't
could,
PR it down, basically.
Right.
What do you think of adding it underneath kingdom attributes?
That's where I was gonna put it. I didn't want to.
Zarish?
Didn't want to.
I was gonna ask
the kingdom sheet is Dull's thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can add it. Just like just put in the Discord what needs to be added so I don't forget.
I put it in private.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Cool. Okay, so Ionia will take that away as far as forging those letters are concerned with encryptions or whatever needs to be done. Then we'll be in contact. Then we'll figure out how to deliver those to your contact. We'll just need some identify, like I think you already provided us a name, but and how where we would information identifying, what do they look like? Where would we find them? Or who would we need to talk to in order to find them? We need as much of that as you can provide, Kalira.
Sure, no problem.
And then hope for the best that we don't get killed.
And by no problem, I just assume the DM is going to do it for me.
What's gonna do it for
Kalira
you?
knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, basically.
Fair enough.
Boom.
Friends in low
All right.
places.
Good. All right, so we'll table this for now. This is about as far as we can. Can't really, no point pushing this matter until we have the letters ready to be delivered. So,
Okay.
do we need to do any? When is next Kingdom Day?
In just under a month. It probably wouldn't be. This is not Tommy pushing towards. Don't go to Hargulka's lair. Sometimes my players will interpret that, but with an hour left in session and a big combat on the other side of it, you like.
Right.
I don't know if y'all want to hang for 2 weeks and then more combat again. So Kingdom Days and role playing and things out of the way now might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
It's up to y'all though.
Well, I mean, last session before this one, we had pretty much like a straight RP session the whole day, which was awesome.
On
Today we
dealing
pretty
with
much spent the
dragons.
whole time fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind breaking it up for those who are not super into the combat-y stuff.
It's up to y'all.
It's up to, yeah.
I guess one thing I might bring up now. I'll bring it up now. It was never formally discussed. I think we were going to do it at next Kingdom Day, but if next Kingdom Day is in March, I want to, it was proposed to Cato that Archer's Day, it canonically exists on the 3rd of July, but by
Right.
the powers vested in me, I'm making it on July the 4th, goddammit, be added as an official holiday in Concordia at the behest of Jod.
Yeah, and Artoris approved that, so...
Okay, so we've already discussed that. That's a thing that is definitively happening.
Yes,
right.
Okay, cool. So then I will.
Archer's Day. What a weird holiday.
It's not for the god of archery. It's a.
That's,
decent
I
name.
guess. Yeah. Fair enough.
And that means we've got now. Well, actually, the holiday edicts don't change until you hit 6. Fair enough. So nothing super changes as far as mechanical stuff goes. You're still taking the +1 to loyalty, +1 to consumption. Which
Oh,
I'll
I think
here.
we lost. Did we?
Hello? It is
I hear
Tommy.
you.
Is it just me that's losing you?
+1 to loyalty, plus what was the next part?
+1 to consumption.
All right. Gaining a loyalty for a build point. That's
Which I think is already factored in. No, it is not. Okay, fair enough. So then that will go into boom, bam, ha-boom. I don't know if anything comes out with it today, but Kalira would get her hero point back because the +1 loyalty that was not factored in from adding holidays was enough to get the
Overall
control
good.
DC.
I do a roll.
No, you don't need to. I
Okay.
rolled the D20 +19 was the control check for
Okay. Cool.
PR. You get the hero point back basically.
I see.
And
Nice. What I'd like to do, I mean, because are we doing downtime here?
It's up to you.
Right? I didn't. Yeah. What was the final word on that? What are we doing?
What would you like to do?
Well, like I said, I had some ideas. I'd like to look into getting armor for our horses, or at least the ones that we use. Since we now apparently have 5, I would also like to train the other 3, just in case. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. I have to do the guinea pig. Shit. No.
I guess
I changed my mind. I do want to get armor for our 3 war horses, and I'd like to also do some training of capybaras.
Okie dokie. So the barding would set you back. I believe it is twice the value of the armor you want to buy. And
I mean, we have.
Oh. Did I lose him?
okay, good. That wasn't just me.
Okay, fair enough.
Bye, Kalira.
Goodbye, Kalira. Armor for unusual creatures. So basically you would spend for a non-humanoid that is large 4 times the cost of the armor. And so it was.
I'm trying to... I wish there was more different... There's like so many like exotic mounts and stuff in this game, but I wish there were more like breeds of horses.
Yeah.
Because like... It'd be cool to get like some more, like a more exotic horse breed as like Cato's royal steed.
Are you wanting something that's mechanically different or just flavor-wise?
I mean, flavor mostly, but if it would be nice if there was a mechanical differences between like a few different types of horses besides just light horse and heavy horse.
I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is like a Pegasus.
Ugh.
Special horse.
If you're looking for just like like an aesthetic difference, my family actually is like really familiar with horses, so I can ask around and find something good for you between sessions.
Okay. Yeah, so there's hippogriff.
Or that.
That's a thing. A giant turtle.
A giant turtle.
Hi, Kalira.
The symbol of my office. A giant turtle. Oh, Kalira's gone.
Yeah.
Off training her cappies.
Yup.
I forgot about that.
I did too.
Oh, I didn't.
How do I get a unicorn?
Oh, wow.
You get someone to cast True Resurrection on the dead one.
Yeah, there you go.
No, we burnt it though.
Oh, fair.
Oh, yeah.
Ashes are good enough for True Res. To get a unicorn,
It wouldn't have had a horn anyway.
leadership would be a thing. You are really...
Are you a virgin?
that
So-
also comes up, and you're not female, and you're not...
So according to this, only paladins can take unicorns as mounts.
according to... Where do you see this?
Oh, just
Well, just cross class again.
Dip Paladin.
just
Your
add
charisma's
tip
good
one.
enough, you can do it.
Put a point into his paladin class.
But I need to be lawful good as
You
well.
would.
My internet went out. Can you guys?
Oh, hey, bud.
Rip. I'm definitely not a lawful good. I'm like skirting the space between lawful neutral and
Lawful
sometimes
evil.
dipping my big toe into lawful evil, but never committing.
Cato's been pretty good at checking himself when he's done something that would be like, okay, this is definitively pretty shitty. That happened. Like, Cato will always walk it back.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys heard me before I got cut off, but is it possible to take that plate armor and make it?
Yes, you would. It's already the size category. You would need to spend the cost of plate mail again to modify it, basically.
We could drop that on Grom, man.
Assuming Grom is proficient with heavy armor, and then if he's not, the penalty
Oh,
is
they need to be. Wait a minute. Oh,
Got
never
him.
mind.
Alternatively,
So
ye old oats of mage armor might also cut it. Just carry around a couple of potions of mage armor, and if the horses are going to be in harm's way, feed them that in advance. It lasts for hours per level, so...
So I guess since Tibor DC'd, my vote is we go into combat.
See again.
Wow. Well, no, he's on his
I'm
phone.
fair.
But he's not in roll 20.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, we could do some. I don't want to say like, oh, we should call it here an hour early, but
Candlemere
I feel like-
Tower is still a thing.
yeah. An hour.
Ooh.
I mean, I can get in roll 20 if I can
What-
get in
sorry.
roll 20.
What's still a thing?
Candlemere Tower.
How far was the tower from the shore?
It would take a couple of hours by boat to get out there. Each one of those hexes is 12 miles. It's VFAR.
You know what we could do too is we could head over to the Uruxi camp and try to do some diplomacy with them.
Or go talk to Amalia, or
Bring
go
down
randomly
the-
exploring hexes for an hour.
Yeah, we do still have like these hexes up here that we haven't gone into.
Oh, that's right. And we have we fixed? We haven't fixed Nettles Crossing yet, have we?
No.
That should really be something we like work towards in development.
Well, we
Wouldn't
don't
it
actually
be-
own that hex yet.
No, I'm thinking we should probably. I'm thinking about like how we want to buy hexes, and I feel like it kind of makes sense to like we took this one for farming. I feel like we should like move along maybe the river, and then when we hit here, we can restore Nettles Crossing. But then we also want to take this because the road. I don't know. I'm like on two minds about it. But I feel like our expansion is basically going to move towards the north, which is not going to make Mavoy happy. But...
I thought we were gonna go. Oh god damn it!
I
Still
think
god damn it!
right here, I believe.
That one. I thought that's what we were doing next.
Well, we got this one, right?
I
So
believe
we're going to do this one. But then I'm thinking maybe we knock these two out after. Get the Nettles Crossing secured. Then maybe we can like come back over here and grab these. And work our way.
I think as we
Take the
discussed
fort.
before, I think we
Fort
want to
before
prioritize
the gold
getting
thing.
those. I think we want to prioritize getting the hexes above the kobold areas so that we can, control the food resources and stuff.
To
I can't
not.
see what you guys are talking about, but are you talking about doing the circle around the farm hex? Because I think that's what we said last.
Yeah.
Building-
Roughly, yeah. Yeah.
Danner's getting
Not-
very ahead of himself here.
To not antagonize, I don't think we should develop higher than here, because this starts to enter into. But
It's
this
the
claims
same-
the gold. This
Oh,
claims
man,
It's
those are the
same
plains.
to take forest as it is hills, right?
I believe so.
Why not expand out like this way? This way.
Because we have all this free road and we have the river and we have a crossing. I just feel like grabbing and we have the gold mine up here.
I just feel like pushing closer to our enemies.
I mean, if we're literally about to try and make a deal to reinforce one side in a civil war,
Oh,
Set-
maybe we should
setting
see
up-
what goes first.
Yeah, and if that goes well, setting up our garrison, say up here, would be really good.
I like the direction that Cato's drawn out here, personally.
Let me delete all this garbage.
I mean, it's obviously really ahead of ourselves, but
Well, that's why I want to get
that general direction, though.
That's why I want to get a nice fat advance from Rosalind when we.
Or we could do like a circle emanating out from our cap, but that's pretty ugly with the forest.
Yeah, I don't really
all
want
the
to
bridges we'd have to
We're gonna have
build.
to go through the forest eventually, right?
Eventually, but I mean, why even worry about that? And now, when we have all this real estate in front of us. Besides, the sooner we build on top of the kobolds, the sooner we can smoke them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that, but It is important that we establish something there.
The
Yeah.
sooner we can smoke out all those stone golems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And march them into Port Ice and
Dude, we
bring-
already have our
them-
Cobalt extinction plan, dude. It's freaking flawless.
what? Oh, the poison moon radishes.
You send them. It's the Trojan moon radish. You send them a
Trojan-
big thing of moon radishes. They have a ridiculous party. Then we just go in and sweep them out.
Well, they're all just
Because
too under the influence to defend themselves.
they'll all be
Oh.
like, yeah, puking and like healed over with stomach aches, and we'll just
Yeah.
walk in and go chop, 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 chop.
I feel like if you were gonna do an operation like that, it'd be targeted, right? So you just do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in the chief, and then take the rod, and then be like, all right, now where are the bosses?
That's true. We don't want to extinct them. We just want to take the chief out, take control of the golems,
Start
and then
I mean,
bring them under.
this is all assuming that we ever have the
This
need.
is all hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
This is all in the mirror universe where everyone has dank
Where
mustaches.
Sootscale isn't our best friend.
Yeah,
And we all have goatees.
indeed.
Yeah.
Put the chief
More
in
than
the
half
pain
of the
room.
party.
I think it was
Oh,
called the pain room.
what did the women do? They wore like extra short skirts
extra-
or something.
Yeah, it was like they had like tight skirts or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Those 70s.
Oh my god.
Classic.
All right.
Okay, what
With
plan is though?
What plan is? What is the plan? Candlemere? I like Candlemere. At least start making our
That's
way
a good
there.
idea. We built the port, right? Is that done?
The pier is good
Or
to
pier,
go.
right? I mean,
Yeah, the
like
pier.
sail there.
And we have a barracks.
Well,
You have
there's
you have a pier. You have not built boats. The boats are their own.
Yeah, still need that.
I mean, we have a raft that we made.
Yeah,
Set out from our pier on this raft.
Haha.
Hold on. I think
with
it's
get
kind of
again.
I think it's kind of assumed that if we constructed a pier, that part of that construction would involve at least like
Let me
a boat.
check. Let me check.
I
Give me
think I
a
think I think it's like one of those things. If you build it, they will come. So people with boats will come. I don't know if it gives you a boat.
Just commandeer those boats.
Yeah.
Just-
How much? Can you,
Crown is
hey, guess how
taking
much
this
your
boat.
taxes is?
point. One
This entire
boat.
boat. Can you pay it? No. Oh, too bad. We'll have to take your boat.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm so sorry for you. Get off my boat! Alrighty, it's a port. It's a port. There's a port in here somewhere. You can build saunas. What the fuck?
Yes.
Why? I won't ask questions. I'll ask questions on the inside, though. I won't. Why? Okay, so it was called a dock, right?
Pier.
Pier. Ah, that's why I can't find it. I'm like, there's no port here. Where's the port? I can't find the pier either. It goes pit, then printer, then reliquary. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna. I can't control F it. It's an actual book.
Yeah, no, then that's that.
Oh, I'm looking at rooms. I see. That's my bad. One sec. Someone say something GM advicey as I'm loading. Save early, save often. Remember,
Nice.
ogres are only a threat if you don't debuff them into the ground.
or you don't double crit them.
Or you don't crit them twice for a lot of damage.
Load
Max
screen
damage
tips
crit.
going on right now.
Low screen tips. Low screen tip. When dealing with an ogre, just get a max damage crit.
Yeah. When dealing with dragons, max damage crit. Anything else? Crit him for max. Oh my god, why can't I find this? Buildings and organizations. Dojo.
All right.
I have it up in the SRD if you want what it says there.
Oh, fair, yeah, that'd be dope.
All right.
I don't know if it was being copied or you were gonna read it.
Well, you know, I had the link and then
You lost it? I thought you had it, so I quit looking.
when you hit copy
Oh,
C and
wow.
it doesn't just quite take. There it is.
Darn.
Yeah, here.
Alright, it's up here. Whatcha? And
Warehouses
and workshops for docking ships and hauling cargo and passengers. Not a boat, though.
Does not include a boat.
But is there like a?
Yeah, you could
That would buy-
definitely
how much does it-
purchase one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just buy. I'm sure we
There's
can.
there's the I think the keel, those are the keel boat or something. Was reasonable.
And
Yeah, let's just
what?
get a boat.
And the waterfront, which upgrades to it, produces wondrous magic items. That's interesting.
And you don't want to warship. That's a little too much for y'all. I
It
feel like.
might be a little premature.
Why not? Warships are good. We need a.
Yeah, the keel
That'll be our
boat,
that'll be our capital. That'll be like our crown vessel.
That's our,
You know.
that's our
The
capital.
keel-
That's our capital
keel-
project.
Where is that sailing to?
Oh
though?
wait, keel boat's 13,000. I thought it was
Is that in
3,000.
case anyone builds a rival boat in Tuskwater? Be ready for them.
Just giant naval battles. I'll do it.
Right.
Well,
So-
Tuskwater like feeds into rivers. I'm sure we can sail.
Can a warship sail down these?
No.
A longship could. Now it's a Viking game. Hell yeah. Anyway, you all could buy, depending on how many people you wanted to carry, a rowboat carries 2 passengers, and they're 50 gold apiece.
They're only 50 gold, man.
Yeah.
Fetch
Just
the
buy a
royal rowboat.
buy a
No.
fleet
no.
of
Fetch the
rowboats.
royal rowboat. This is now Lewis and Clark.
All right. So what do we got here? We got the
Yeah.
rowboat for 50 gold. That's a joke.
Yeah, the only thing is, like the cheapest one is the galley, which is 1,000, which is 10 G's.
Still 10,000 fits a lot of people.
Okay, a series of
Yeah.
rowboats it is then.
No,
Fetch the royal
sailing
flotilla.
ship. I like sailing ship.
I mean, the
Sailing ship.
sailing
can
ship. Okay,
afford a sailing ship?
it's the
No.
same 10
It's
G's.
the same price. Damn.
I think it would be smart to wait till we get 13 G's and get the keel boat, because the keel boat is sweet.
Where's the warship? I didn't see that. Oh, there it
Let's
is.
roll
Warship.
down to the W.
Ooh, I want a warship man of war.
No.
There
It doesn't
is.
even have.
That's
Doesn't
just-
even have the
oh.
price. Doesn't even list the price.
Declare war on the Willow.
Willow.
The
No.
Will-O-Wisp.
Screw that, guys. Let's get an airship.
Yeah.
50,000 gold,
Final
or
Fantasy now.
the alchemical dragon, which is 100,000 gold.
This ship is made of wood and usually crafted in the shape of a dragon. It's held aloft by an alchemical. Jesus Christ. It has a
Alchemical.
tendency to explode when it becomes wrecked. Oops.
Nice. So if it crashes, you have to make a DC check.
DC
It
30
fails,
driving
was-
check. If
Is
it
this the
fails,
airship?
This is the
This is
alchemical,
alchemical
dragon.
dragon.
Oh wow.
It's a big flying. It's a big wooden dragon that flies and is held aloft by alchemical engine, magical engines.
We have a plan for those wisps yet, or are we just kind of like, we'll figure it out when we'll get
Well,
there?
no,
We're gonna
someone.
bomb.
Well, didn't someone say something about like, well, they're obviously distracted by something there. There's a source of.
They're basically drunk,
Yeah.
the equivalent of drunk.
They are drunk, so they probably won't bother us if we go through there.
If they do,
It's
they're
the
not going to.
I
prevailing
don't remember who
theory.
told us that. Was that
Jubilant.
It
Jubilant?
was per
Yeah.
Jubilant.
A glider, 500.
Gliders. Just jump off from Rooston and
Glider.
glide the 24 miles.
All right, so
I saw him
game
do
is
this in Breath of the Wild once. Ah!
This game is severely lacking when it comes to boats.
I mean, not really. It's just not cheap.
What's a rowboat? What is this other rowboat? Rowboat Jolly Boat. It can hold up to 10 people.
What if we
Jolly
just,
Rowboat?
Jolly Rowboat! I have no idea what that is.
I could try to make one.
Okay,
We're,
You don't have that
so
where all of our resources are, right? So it'd be better than the raft I made the last time.
True.
What's this jolly rowboat?
I have no idea. I don't see it.
It's 10 people is like exactly what we're looking for.
it's on the D20 PFSRD.
Jolly Rowboat.
Under vehicles.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Listed
have
right
any.
under
It doesn't
robot.
have any price out there.
Yeah, it's unlisted along with like some of the other boats. There, a lot of the boats don't have.
Variations. Jolly Boat. A larger rowboat often used to ferry passengers. Oh, okay. So it's not just like a weird party ship. We're not playing Disenchanted. It's one of those I can't think of what they're called, but it's you take it from the big ship to shore.
Right.
Hmm. No, okay.
It's a
Oh,
skiff. It's like a
okay.
skiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would work for our purpose. It's just going across a lake.
How much
is
would
it,
that
though?
cost us though? That's up to the DM, I suppose.
I'm trying to figure out.
10 G's.
I know, that'd be great.
Trying to. Where is
1,000 gold.
The pilot is also a rower +1. Oh my. Ooh my, that could carry a lot of things. Probably call it. I would carry you, and you can ram people with it. It can participate in combat. 1,000 pounds or 3 passengers carrying. One of them would carry a total of 4 medium creatures, so probably about 200 gold ahead.
You say 200 gold?
Yeah. It carries 4 people, so it costs 4 times as much as the one that carries. Or wait, my math is bad. 100.
Yeah.
100.
So it's double the. It's basically a double rowboat.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
A double rowboat.
And that
Oh,
would
I thought it carried 10.
It carries 10 though.
Does it carry 10? Where does it say
yeah,
10?
max 10.
here it says max 10. This is the once again the D20 PF
Look at it
SRD.
again.
It doesn't have a price though.
I see
So
1,000
it's,
pounds / up to 3 passengers. A rowboat can carry a total of 4 medium creatures, either as crew or as passengers. Or is there somewhere else I should see this?
I was just looking at that. There's a table on the SRD that says passengers 2 to 10.
I see. Fair enough. Okay.
It's 4 times as big as the rowboat though. You're right.
From a length and width, it's basically the equivalent of 4 rowboats in size.
Makes sense. Okay. In that case, if it costs 4 rowboats, it costs 4 rowboats for the whatever that one is.
Yeah, so we could buy basically you'd let us buy this as an equivalent of 4 rowboats for a single boat.
Yeah.
Okay, which would then
But we
fit
don't
about
look like
eight-ish people.
Rolling around with rowboats.
Yeah, that would be a little embarrassing. And this still has to be rowed, I suppose, but
I'm not
Yeah,
rowing.
we
though.
can handle that. Me and
I
Seth.
don't row.
that sounds good.
Sister.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I said
we
that.
buy a boat, 200 gold. We make sure we look after it.
As you do.
Who's gonna make us this boat? Well, I guess we have a
It's there, waiting to be
Yeah,
bought.
yeah. There's some jerk out.
there's a store.
Hey,
There's a boat.
Kato, you know that thing you were saying about the boat?
Yeah.
There's some jerk outside selling a giant rowboat.
It's just parked
I've come
outside
at just
the
the right
castle.
time. I'd like to sell you my rowboat, then walk back
A traveling rowboat salesman.
to. I feel like, as far as like building goes, you probably could whip up like a barge with a couple weeks worth of work. There's no cost on them, which is awkward, but that's basically just a giant raft.
Nah, let's do a big rowboat.
Dire rowboat. Okay.
Dire
Dire
rowboat.
rowboat.
I like it.
So we've spent like 15, 20 minutes just talking about boats.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we got to get to Candlemere somehow.
Yeah.
Why not arrive in style, you know?
The one thing I'm wondering, though, is this spot right here. Is
Uh-huh.
that just flat water, or is there like a drop there, or a con?
Where Tuskwater meets the Candlemere Lake, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little baby river between lakes.
Oh, okay. Good.
Not like a waterfall or anything.
No.
Does that be a fun?
I feel
surprise?
like Kato's like a dad right now. Like, all right, kids, I'm getting us a boat for summer.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know about the waterfall.
The property is a bit of a fixer-upper, but we're gonna have a nice summer getaway here on Candlemere Island. Take our boat out there.
And don't worry about any of the spoopy monsters.
I can't wait till we clear out Candlemere Tower, tear it down, and build my summer house there.
Whoa, Cusco.
Yeah.
The poison to
what
kill
did we-
Kato. Kato's poison.
Also,
So how does
where did we
that-
fall on the barding thing? I forgot. I don't.
4 times the cost of armor
Okay.
of what it would cost to outfit a human.
Or if you,
And it would have to be leather armor, since
whatever they are proficient with.
like where do you see proficiency of?
That's
Proficiency of a horse.
the feats they take from leveling, which they have
Oh.
not.
Oh.
Right.
That's what's kind of like, maybe like potions of mage armor would be a good choice. In any case, on the Candlemere Tower front, whether or not we stop and build boats or use the
Ew.
rafts that were created, you could get there.
So yeah, mostly Cavalier. if you play Cavaliers, you get like
Right.
mount armor proficiencies and stuff
Yeah.
as free bonus trait or as bonus feats as a Cavalier. So you'd have to, one of us who's I guess training these horses to use armor would need to take the feats to be able to do so. It
Oh.
seems kind of expensive.
Kato,
but
why don't you do
Yeah.
that?
I don't have feats to spare, dude.
Just cross class.
Just multi-class Cavalier.
Cavalier.
So are we going to the tower, or we can talk about Cavaliers?
I almost rolled Kato as a Cavalier. It was between Swashbuckler or Cavalier. but
Cavs
then-
are cool. But they make a good point. We go to the tower. Yes.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Let's get our. All right, so we're gonna buy a boat, or hire someone in town who can, like a woodworker or something, that can make us that boat for whatever the price is to make that boat.
Sure.
You
I
guys
assume that
never
takes
trust my
I assume that takes a few days to like.
Yeah, probably like. I'm gonna roll for it. 2 days. They're real good at it.
All right. So 48 hours later, I've got snacks. I've got sunscreen. I've got everything, ready to go for our boat trip.
All right.
This is
A
why
big-
you're doing this, Frank
big-
Kato's curious.
a
Give me
big
those
jug
snacks.
a big jug of Sunny D.
So I'm gonna take 200 out of the party funds.
And
Yeah,
we officially have a dire rowboat.
a dire rowboat. I love it.
It's much larger and more primal in nature. And
Mhm.
for the first time all session, I'll open
It's
the
got
AP.
bone spurs coming out of the side of it. It's real
Cool.
metal.
Yeah.
It's got teeth painted on the sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's the SS Cato. And...
No, that's gonna be our man of war.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
Alrighty, we're going to the place. Where is the place? It's not there. It's not there. It's here. And then I do.
You all land. The wisps kill you. The end.
Senya, do some fishing while we're on our way with that great survivalism you've got.
All right. I cast my
Cross fishing the way
fishing
to the
rod.
shore.
Okay.
What do I catch?
I'm gonna. Sure, why not? I need a trinkets table.
I think Artoris and Senya should have a fishing contest.
I'm not gonna do that.
Come
Why-
on.
Why
why
are
those
Taurus?
two?
Why
I have
are
I have a strangely good survival skill.
That's why.
But
Because wisdom, sure.
This guy, he
Yeah.
used to go fishing with my dad all the time. You wouldn't believe how good he actually is at it.
I'm fair enough.
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird flex, but I. Out from the river, Senya does not catch a fish, rather a.
A gin. She catches a gin.
Kato just really needs to take a nap. I rolled a 55 on this trinket table, and it says a set of cosmetic tools for cleaning the ears. No, Kato's already had that since session 1. We don't need another one of those.
So I chuck it back.
It is said a pewter spork is not any better. I hate this table so much. That's kind of interesting. Sure. Okay. So out from the water comes I hold up an insulin pen cap to my mic and say it's about this big, but that doesn't do anything to you guys. It's about as big as a human thumb. Seems to be made out of iron, but it's hard to say what it is.
detect magic.
It does ping as magic.
Ooh.
I feel like what we just experienced was like a World of Warcraft, like just started my fishing skill, fishing up some garbage.
Garbage, purple,
Like,
garbage.
My fishing
Purple,
skills
yeah.
so low, I'm not even catching fish.
Back in vanilla days, I used to have like my warlock wielded a fish as a sword.
Oh, good.
That's weird, Tara.
So,
What
chunk
is
of
this
metal
thing?
as big as a human thumb.
And it pings as magic. It's actually a little sharp as well. Like as if it used to be
little sharp.
edged.
Ooh.
Would any knowledge check be applicable here?
Yeah, throw a spellcraft check at it.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, hate to see it. You want to use your...
Wait. Spellcraft?
Indeed.
Ooh, you love to see it.
You love to see it. So it's a...
Hey, I was looking at that. Get your
Everyone sees Kato try to steal it. It's pretty clear that this was once like a piece of some enchanted edged weapon, most likely a sword that had like artifact level enchantment on it that has now been broken and lost to time at the bottom of the Tusk Water.
Does that mean the rest of the weapon is down there?
It's entirely possible.
You all
Object
dive
reading?
in.
The whole party. How deep is the Tusk Water?
It's not shallow. We haven't learned that swimming is not good for this party. Oh,
So
there's
can
a
we get,
sword
like-
down there.
Let's
Kato
race to the
drowns.
bottom.
Can we get like 50 groups of 50 dire rowboats out here just fishing up pieces of this legendary weapon?
Guys,
And then reforge it.
If you keep your armor on when you jump into the water, you sink to the bottom faster.
I'm having so many vanilla WoW memories of just, I wonder if I can swim to the bottom of the sea. I'll cast the water breathing thing on me. Here we go. Okay, anyway, I digress. To the
That's kinda
tower.
Yeah.
Could everybody make me a fortitude save as you approach the tower?
Oh, really? Oh, it's a new day, so I get 3 more of these.
Alright, let's fail this real quick.
So I'm gonna add 3 for my
Yep.
charisma.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Oh man,
It's a little better. I'm gonna try.
I need to reassign my my implement points.
I think I'm okay.
That 21 is with my charmed life. One use down today.
Easy. So everybody's good as you approach the as you get a little like farther out to the center of the Candlemere, the will-o-wisp light kind of starts bathing the ship and all of you, and everyone starts feeling like things are watching them. Hair is standing on the back of your neck. It's real uneasy. But after the near-death experiences of recent days, it's probably, shall we say, you've become inured to it. As you get to the shore of Candlemere, the island seems to be, at least from where you've landed, covered all the way across any landing point with really like thick brambles and stinging bushes and things like that.
Well, that's
They're not
that's
very welcoming.
impossible. It's impossible territory for this party. Guess we row back.
Pointy plants. Yeah. That's our kryptonite.
In any case, now that you guys are much closer, if anybody's got engineering or history, now,
Oh, engineering or history?
yeah, either or. Okay, so Senia, Yodia, you put your heads together, you do a looking up and down at it, and it's
You're cutting out really bad again, Tommy.
you're cutting out really. No, you're not. Hold on, I will do a poop. Ta-da! Okay, so it's my nope, it's not cool. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep.
that was confused. Anyway, as you get closer to Candlemere Tower, Ione and Senia putting your heads together, it's very obvious this thing is old, like old, like before the Age of Legends, older than the Eobarian fort that the Stag Lord was set up in, older than Restov, older than probably anything you've ever seen in your life.
Ionia's jaw drops as they get closer, just kind of in amazement. Her little orc tusks are visible.
If you could find a way through the stinging ouchie plants, basically, dare you try to not die to a bush once again. Certainly, the archaeological implications of this place alone are staggering.
So no tearing it down for a summer home?
I want to
No.
rebuild it.
Hmm.
Have a watchtower here.
Certainly, it
Or
would
a
be
mage
I like
tower
those.
like in Dragon Age
Yeah,
Origins.
I like the mage tower.
But I mean, we don't really have mages. And we have one person who wouldn't really take kindly to mages.
She doesn't need
Have-
to come here. Besides, that mage tower
Or
was
could
a
be-
prison, so
That's
It's like far away from.
That's true. If it was a mage prison tower. Cool.
And I guess also on top of that, as you guys are a little closer, you can see the will-o-wisps up close. They are every kind of terrifying you thought they might be as they fade into invisibility and then appear a couple feet away and then fade and go again. And they're staggering. Their flight patterns are clearly something happened here at some place. The first thing the history checks might say is like, this place is haunted. Or perhaps something else. And the will-o-wisps are just like feasting on the energy.
Haunted, you say?
That would be the first thing that would come to mind, yeah.
Hmm.
Or something bad happened here at some point, or some kind of like evil artifact, or there is something that is preventing hundreds of will-o-wisps from turning and descending on you guys.
Can I...
It's like playing Fallout and you turn off the AI and you get really close to a Deathclaw and it just kind of stares at you. It's a similar effect.
I'd like to channel a haunt.
Okay. From where you are now, it doesn't quite... Like, you can feel a bit of a pull, but you would need to be closer. You would need to, like, physically enter the tower.
We're still on the rowboat, right?
Yeah.
So are these thorn bushes? Are they making it so that we can't set foot? We have to remove them, or can we just step over them?
It would be take time to landscape, shall we say, or try to push through them and then get stung by a bunch of things, and what happens happens.
So take time to landscape.
We can just burn them, right? I mean,
Okay.
I'll just if no one minds, I'm just going to throw oil all over it and then set it on fire.
Be very careful not to damage the ruins or any.
Cal
be
just
careful.
breaks the glass over the.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep, got it.
Well, the tower should be pretty far off from the shore. Like that, the island's not small.
Yeah.
Right.
The tower
Yeah.
is like I'm trying to think of some kind of reference point. Oh lordy, whoops! From where you guys are sitting, it's on the like horizon, as not a dot, like probably
Okay.
about a mile away.
Okay. So unless we really start
Yeah.
a serious fire.
Right. I'm just saying, like, there could be other artifacts out here that, like, I don't know. Maybe there was like a gazebo here once, and there's some pottery. I don't know.
Only you can prevent forest fires, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
let's not have
I'll-
another Australia.
I'll
I
take
mean, we're literally
I'll
surrounded by water, so I'm not too
take great
worried
care
about
to
it.
look out for any tea sets or pottery, as I set this place ablaze. And then so, yeah, I just throw oil all over it and use my tinder thing to set it on fire.
Okay, works for me. Let me get a perception check from Clara.
Sure.
Hmm.
22.
And as you do this, it catches a little too fast. As even like with the oil, half or double again the speed, it just and all of it goes away.
Oh.
Underneath the nettles and brambles and pokies and proddies, there are several, as if like buildings had once existed here and sometime in the very far past had been shattered by some kind of like blunt force trauma. The ground is strewn with like bits of shingles and bits of wall and just random like stone chunks basically. Can anyone in the party speak Aklo?
Whoa.
That's actually, I took an elective in my 4th year of college on Aklo.
Fair enough. He went and studied at Miskatonic University.
I mean, if there's something speaking Aklo, I have share language, but that wouldn't exactly...
Nothing is speaking it, but there are, like, backwards, upside down letters that seem to, like, shift when you're not quite looking at them, and then you look back and they're no longer in your periphery and they lock again, and clearly they are in Aklo.
Yeah, best I have is linguistics and like spellcraft, maybe.
Linguistics would, you maybe get something out of it.
This was an ancient McDonald's.
Religion would work as well.
Can I give that a go?
Yeah.
You want me to give both, or just keep the?
You can roll religion. You can roll religion too. It's Senia got it. Look at her. Oh, and so did Ionia. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Priest doesn't get it.
Senya raises her hand for a high five.
Skills, man, it's stupid.
So, Ionia can't quite figure out what the letters say. They're swirly a little too much. Arcturus recognizes Aklo for what it is, a language of foul creatures that live beyond the dark tapestry, but also heathens. Usually bad things. Doesn't know a lot about it, but it's Senia and Ionia that they put it together, and you find, as you're looking around, a more put together chunk of stone on which a symbol is not in Aklo, just like an unholy symbol jammed on it. Both of you recognize it as the unholy symbol of Yog-Sothoth.
And who would that be?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Doesn't sound good. Sounds Lovecraftian. I don't like it.
Yeah.
We've borrowed a lot of things from Lovecraft. I will bring him up in the SRD really quickly.
A little bit. What did I miss this stuff?
Oh, nothing.
We found an old
We're about to be
god.
attacked by Cthulhu.
Yeah, we just found Cthulhu.
So
Bottom of this lake.
Yog-Sothoth is he's concerned with space, time. I don't like the SRD entry. Let me get the Google entry.
It's all about RNG.
He's all about
I got
rolling
that.
good. Yeah,
I
there
thought
we
you
go.
might.
And ruining
He's-
competitive card scenes.
Yeah, Yog is the ruiner of competitive play.
Something Yogg's cast. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's a Yogg's cast too.
So Yog-Sothoth, he's known as the Gate. He is the past, the present, the future, the guardian of space and time, usually associated with like space itself, exploration. A lot of the information is lost to you guys because Yog-Sothoth is so non-Euclidean, shall we say. But both of you know the name is not a name to be trifled with. Usually the worshippers of entities such as these are either already insane or go insane not long after they are exposed to creatures such as this. It's probably exactly why the Will-O-Wisps are here. There's probably a lot of insane stuff happened here a long time ago. So much so that the region is like, there's like a psychic imprint. Well, with the knowledge religion checks, Ionia knows not to object read anything here because it would go, you'd be looking into the darkness and something would look back. I'll say that.
So what we're saying is screw Abadar, all hail Yog-Sothoth.
Oh, I think that's the opposite of what we're saying.
And Arcturus and Ionia throw Kato into the lake.
How's that swim check? Oop.
Okay, so we have an
And I guess
island
also
of a
on
mad guy.
on that note, I should say,
Island of
Senia
mad guy.
knows channeling the haunt. You could do it. You'd cause it to manifest. You'd hurt it. But what follows might not be the best thing in the world.
Do you want to summon the haunt of a insane old god worshipper?
Ghost of 20th level cleric.
Well, plus,
of
even if we got
Yog-Sothoth.
rid of whatever it is, then the Will-O-Wisp would be like, "Come on,
Oh.
bro," and then
Well, I'm
Right.
sure I'm sure this just one lingering spirit that she channels into existence isn't gonna negate the entire island.
Well,
I suppose also as like further flavor text, one might equate the present nature and mannerisms of the will-o-wisps as worship. It's
Ooh.
not quite in so many words, but the closest analogy when the only rule is there are no rules, such as this.
So burn the whole freaking thing down is what I'm hearing.
it still wouldn't.
I mean, we should explore it and lose our sanity when we stumble across something that really... Hey, let's do it! Insanity on the line, I love it. Or sanity on the line.
Well, I mean, nothing's
what's the
saying,
worst that could happen?
nothing's saying we have to go in there right now. We just this could be just a
I kinda
scouting
do, though.
mission, and
I kind of do want to go in.
well,
I kind of want to go into, not gonna lie.
Same.
so you
we
all want
walk
to go
in.
into the tower of a mad god with mad, insane energies that are keeping, which themselves are dangerous, and if we were to deal with that danger, would then unleash a horde of will-o-wisps.
I mean,
I mean, it's just. Did you see how old this place is?
who knows? The will-o-wisps might just scatter once we've...
Oh yeah, you killed the thing that we were either feeding on or worshiping. We're out of here, you losers.
I don't think they're like that level of sentience. They probably just be like,
Probably not, but
reason we're not-
still,
the reason we're here isn't here anymore. Well, okay, I guess I should go find something else.
like these adventurers on my island.
I have no fear, so they have nothing to feed off of.
Oh shit! There it
Well, I
is.
mean, the other point of that is they'd be a mile away from us because we'd be at the tower and they would be.
Well, we don't know if they're all throughout the tower. They could be inside. They could be...
I'm sure they are. If the source is the tower, I mean,
they're all gathered here though. They've been gathered.
I'm not opposed to. Oof, maybe I am opposed to going in. Can I use? Would invisibility protect me from these, or would they sense fear anyway? Probably sense, because I'm just I'm changing the light.
Give me a dungeoneering check.
What the heck?
Oh, I don't have a point in that. God damn it.
My brother gave me these a long time ago, and I'm gonna pull these, basically like 6-sided dice out of my pocket. They look like chance cubes, kind of.
She just so happens to have a chance cube.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sick Watto.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll those, and I've got a thing for this.
What?
Give me a sec.
Doing an in-character skill check. What is this?
Yeah. Okay.
You're,
I just accidentally-
you're policing this, right, Esker? You're policing this role?
I don't know what's going on.
Make sure she's not doing any funny...
Oh, they're not real die. She's talking about.
She's using her
in-character-
occultist powers.
Oh, I thought she was
Give me a
rolling
sec.
real life.
I accidentally
dice.
backed out of roll 20, so I had to wait for everything to like
I
reload.
like that you imagined
Calm
her
down.
giving this
So to
heartfelt
get her
story of
desk, yeah.
brothers.
I brought these with
And the-
me. Pulls out dice.
The dice have appeared in some of my text RP, by the way, guys. and
They
some
have?
of my
You're right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Where is this? I forgot what it's called. Oh, wait.
I wonder what would happen if I just like swung at one of these wisps.
Probably something similar to when we swung at those bat swarms.
Did Kalira do that on purpose?
Yep. I'm glaring at the wisp.
Okay. They don't seem to notice you.
Her dazzling display.
Standard action, you can gain an inside fish from 1 point and also focus functions as augury. Augury can tell you whether a particular action. Okay, sure. So then, what is the action in question here?
Going into the tower.
And your caster level is 6. I will make a secret GM roll of percentile Chobois. And I need to remind myself exactly how augury works before I send you to your doom.
Pretty interesting spell.
Base chance of
So these dice are kind of cool because they're like carved on, like each one has like two images appear on opposite sides of the dice, but they're like hand carved, made out of bone. They're really cool dice.
So Ionia goes to roll the dice, and she does so, and they stop about 1.5 inches of contacting the ground and just continue to spin.
What?
Time passes.
Wait,
they
we're
don't stop.
we're in the dream, guys.
They've never done that before.
I think Do we all see this?
Yeah, everybody sees it.
I think the takeaway here is your gods aren't here to protect you.
I think the takeaway is we all failed that will save a little while ago and we didn't know.
You've sailed into the dimension of dreams. Welcome, my friends, to strange eons.
I'm gonna scoop my dice back up and put them in my pocket.
Okay, you do so, and one of them is like not like fort save hot, but like hot coffee hot. The other one is like ice cube cold.
Oh, they've never done that before either.
I'm genuinely concerned right now. Like, this is.
I
concerning.
am genuinely intrigued.
So, okay, guys, listen. You dragged me out here to this ghost island. Are we going in or not? Because if
Think we
none
have-
of you decide, I am starting to row this boat back.
I turned back to the. Is the boat still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Kalir's already halfway home.
I half expected to turn around and the boat just be like vanished.
Oh, I didn't even know we got out the boat.
I thought we were like rowed
They
ashore,
were
but
in.
not. Yeah. I had at least never intended to leave the boat yet.
Everyone's just sitting on the boat, and the cadence isn't stroke, stroke. It's nope, 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 all the way back.
Nope. No fear. I'm going to slowly creep towards the I guess the entrance of the tower to take a peek. Just to take a peek in, like, can I see anything inside through the, like, is there a front door?
Be about an hour's walk.
Oh
to
shit.
the
Okay,
tower.
so we need to approach the tower.
Yeah,
All
right.
right,
It's a mile long.
That's right. Okay.
Sneak a mile.
But are the wisps like all the way out here to the shore?
Yes.
Or are
Yeah.
they?
They occupy the entire island.
Jeez. Is there like a path around them, or?
Yeah, you guys can, like, it's not hard to dodge them. They're just kind of drunkenly stumbling around the island, enraptured by the power of an outer god.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we should totally go inside.
Do I
What's the
have
worst?
anything that could protect myself if this were to go wrong? Not
Uh,
really.
Will saves, baby.
Kato and
Yeah,
Ione are
okay.
making their way to
Make
the
them
He's
will
like, yeah, I
saves.
got that.
talking about how this is exactly the kind of thing we dreamed about doing as kids. Here we are. Going
We
on this
really
adventure.
dreamed about losing our minds as kids. The time's come. Ah.
We're all gonna come out of this tower like gibbering idiots, worshiping Yog
Sothoth.
Sothoth, and being
So
like,
soft.
going back to Roostin being like, Archer's Day is over. It is now.
The weird
Whatever.
apocalypse. You find a diamond,
The
or not
rapture.
diamond, but a triangle with an eye in the center.
Is that a Gravity Falls reference?
It's a Gravity Falls reference.
Excellent.
Noise.
That show had no business being on, what, Disney XD, I think? Show was
So good though.
heinous.
So good.
It was best
Alright.
show. Okay,
So-
so I hear at least 2 of you would like to go to the tower.
Is that? And,
I hear
and
3
yeah,
of you are going to the
Guess
tower.
Cal's down for whatever.
Oh my. I guess I'm going.
All right,
We're
that's
all
a
good. The tower.
will saves all round.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, if you would.
Charmed Life.
I have a +1 resistance bonus on saves.
It's charmed up life for us.
You said will, right?
Yep.
I will take
+1
my
on that.
I will take my 16 plus 5 plus 3 for Charmed Life.
I get +2 if this has anything to do with putting me to sleep or enchantment.
Okay. Does anyone want to use a hero point on their rolls? I don't know who has them left, TBH.
Did
I
Sunday
don't
roll?
think any have been used.
I used mine this session. I re-rolled my initial will
I
save.
use mine, but I got it back.
Right. Ionia might want to. Oh wait, did you? No, that's Minoru.
Yeah, Minora did.
I think Ionia's gonna get wrecked here.
The number is not large.
I don't know.
Oh no, she beat me.
Yep. You don't
Unless
have
this is an.
No. Ionia's roll was an 11. That was the dog's roll.
Oh, okay.
Her roll was a 5. Like her D20 was only a 5.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll.
I got
One better.
you beat it, you know?
DC let no. Okay, so you guys go to approach
That's
the
a
tower.
13 total.
It's basically like you get 1d6 plus 1 steps away from the boat, and all of the party immediately feels like, once again, the sensation that something is watching you. The will-o-wisps continue to just... It's kind of a metagamey analogy, but it's a real good one for this situation. It's like TAI on a Bethesda game, and you're just walking through the bandit camp, and the bandits see you, and they turn, and they see you, but they don't do anything about you. You get closer to the outskirts of the tower, and everybody else is mostly fine. Like, there's probably little bits of, like, Kalira turns the corner, and there's a, like, burnt-up remains of a bush that, like, for a split second seems to sprout a moon radish with her face on it, and it says, "Hi, Kalira," and then it goes away. In Cato's sake, the sword, like, he looks down, and the dueling sword, the pommel of it, has Bakken's head on it, and just, "Why don't you learn magic? Swordplay is stupid! Alchemy! Do drugs!" And then disappears forever. Ionia starts hearing voices. And they
What are
don't,
they saying?
you're not sure. It sounds like every language you've ever heard backwards, pitched from, like, the entire scale. They crescendo up to being really loud, then drop, and basically end up resolving at a low buzz, causing you to become shaken.
Okay.
You know what? Sanity is a prison.
No.
Let madness release
No.
you.
Would I notice this? I assume.
Yeah, you notice everybody's a little wigged out, probably. Artoris probably, like, turns the corner, and there's Perladash, and just, "Consider chaos! Chaos is good! I like chaos! You want some chaos? Yeah!" And then goes away, but it's, like, everybody else,
Consider
like,
chaos.
double takes. Blood for the blood god.
But Ionia's like just full-blown hallucination here. This is awesome.
Probably, like, sweating bullets, despite the fact that it's, like, 65, 70 degrees out today.
I suggest to the party that maybe we should go back, because as I'm observing these, in fact, just in character, I look at Ionia and I see that she is not doing particularly well.
Her eyes are, like, darting around between all of the wisps, and, like, she looks real nervous.
And maybe we should go.
But I slap Ionia.
What?
Do I still hear the voices?
Yeah.
I look at Cal and I say, "They're speaking to me."
Yep, that didn't look.
This resolves at the front door to the tower.
Kalira, clearly there's some sort of magic affecting her. Why don't you cut the magic on her?
Oh, okay.
I don't like this.
All right. I've never actually tried this on a person. In fact, this is literally the second time I've ever tried this, but
No.
Doesn't she have to rage for that?
That sounds really...
yes, I do. To hold real still, okay?
No. I'm gonna not hold still.
Okay, well, your funeral. I rage.
Oh my God! Are you actually no?
And then I tried to.
As this happens, from Ionia's point of view, Kalira appears to, like, from the underside of her arm to, like, her armpit, a leathery membrane a la bat wings just out from one side. The other side is like a green dragon's. The horn of, like, a rhinoceros horn of a green dragon sprouts from her nose, as well as stag horns. What else have you all fought? Sounds like she's saying "don't move" to everybody else. To Ionia, it sounds like, "Oh, which so tasty, then eat dog," as all of the scary things you've ever fought in this campaign coalesce into her form. It's spoopy.
All right, I'm going to try to sunder whatever effect is on her.
Wait.
But
before you do that, I scream and I dart behind Senya, and I'm, like, holding Senya in front of me, and I say, Minoru, come. And I pat my leg for him to come be near me. And I start, like, really quickly, like, anxiously petting him.
Okay.
I am going to put my hand on Kalira's hand to like his sword arm and be like, or her sword arm rather, and be like, no, what are you doing?
I'm gonna break the spell. It's easy.
Still
you're
not
gonna-
exactly clear what she has to like. She might just be swinging at the air.
Yep.
But
Boom.
There it is.
It's a 20.
And
It's
that
21.
That is enough. Does anyone want to stop Kalira from doing this?
I will.
don't.
I will.
Is she
attempt-
swinging
I'm-
at me?
Yeah.
But you're swinging in the air, right? Like
I'm swinging. I'm
in the
swinging
direction.
literally like put it this way. Like I'm giving her a haircut.
I'm going to
But
attempt.
actually,
I thought she
going
was
to,
behind Senya.
yeah. All I gotta do is walk behind Sunny.
I'm going to attempt to parry that.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Wait. I'm rolling
gonna
initiative,
attempt to
man.
dodge that.
How do you get to do all this stuff before I get to do my
What do you
thing?
mean?
I just did it.
You swung, and I, as a
I guess what I might ask is Kalira and Kato roll initiative.
all right, fair
If,
enough.
if Kato wins, he's not flat-footed and can parry.
Oh, that's well.
Well, Kato
I
has
can-
combat reflexes. He can parry.
I have
either
combat
way,
reflexes. But
and wins regardless.
I'm super fast. So
Okay.
just want to just make opposing melee attacks.
Yeah, if you would. He's rolled a 19 because he's sundering with his sword. Oh well.
Oh wow.
Would you like to riposte?
No, I'm not. I'm just ting.
Why did you do that?
I'm not going to have. Also, by the way, like I'm also kind of jumping in and out of like seeing like weird shit too. Like we're all kind of like buzzing out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just, like kind of like also paranoid. I'm not going to let
you parry. I'll say like you draw the dueling sword, parry, and then like it turns. The blade of the sword turns, and it's Bakken's face. Like, what if you were a wolf? You could have just eaten it. Good for your diet, high in iron. Turns back.
And then you say, "Why did you do that?
Yes.
You're going to decapitate our friend. What's wrong with
Why
you?"
would I decapitate her? You're an idiot. I just said I was going to cut the spell off of her.
And Kalira
Uh-huh.
looks over, and Ionia's head has been replaced with a moon radish.
It's just prune the edges off. It's easy. Right at the top on the root.
Yeah, this is clearly none of us are seeing or thinking straight. Might I suggest once more that we return?
At this point, I think Ionia is like crying, like, don't let her kill me. Don't let her kill me.
And as that's going on, could everyone make a perception check?
Oh shit!
This
The
is another
assassins
will
are back.
save.
Oof. I'm not very.
That seems
I'm
to
too
be a
busy.
pretty accurate description of the board. Dropping out of
Oh.
invisibility.
What does Shaken do?
-2 on stuff. I'm not
No,
exactly
just
all.
-2 across the board.
basically. So everyone sees them. No one is able to pick them up. They don't really have a scent until they drop out of invisibility all around you. 5 will-o-wisps surround you, and they've clearly, Ionia's freaking out, has drawn them from their enraptured state and turned them towards the squad. And if
Wow,
we
she
could,
had enough fear to overpower an old god.
and there's going to be a surprise round, and then after that we'll roll for initiative and get set up for the next time. Will-o-wisp.
You guys don't realize how truly afraid I am of Kalira.
No, I
Oh,
can believe it.
I believe it, which is why I'm actually wasn't sure that he wasn't just going to, like cleave you in half, or she.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing too.
I literally have no ability. I don't know what I can even do against these things.
So there's 5 of them, 6 of you. I'm going to say...
Mortal Terror. We can go with that strategy. We.
Oh yeah, make one of them really afraid, so they all eat him.
22 against Artoris is flat-footed
Oh, I am very hit.
for 7 points of electric damage.
Delightful.
20 against Ione is flat-footed for 5 points of electric damage. 20 against Kalira's flat-footed for 15 electric damage. Where are my crits all over the place? Ah.
Oop.
There it is. A 27 to confirm against Kato's flat-footed.
Well, I can, because I have combat reflexes, I can parry that, right?
You were not aware of the attack. He dropped out of invisibility.
Oh, damn.
So,
Okay.
For you,
I'm
it's 19 points of electric damage. As
Oh,
this one
wow.
just kind of collides with, like, Kato stops conversing with the Bakken sword, and then
Why did I have to get?
Why do you keep rolling almost max damage? all the
I
time?
did not.
On me, you did.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh yeah, you did.
Will-O-Wisp zaps Kato
hurt.
and Senia, the Black Stag, 33 over your touch for 5. And if everybody could roll initiative before we call it.
All right. Make sure I select.
Oh, I
my-
took 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to select my token,
Whoops. I did as well.
but it seems a little unfair to get the benefit of that.
Indeed. Okay, 26.
Yeah, I forgot to select my token too.
It's all good. I can just jam them in real quick. And then we're going to fight some Will-O-Wisp. It'll be next time.
All right.
From you.
I don't even know what I'm gonna. I guess I'll bless and then start hasting people. That's pretty much the extent.
I'm
of it.
in a really good position, guys, to use
are.
my Arcane style. So
See, it's fine. Senia will protect us. It'll
Well,
be
there's
great.
one that's nomming on me though. It seems to be.
Yeah,
well,
she can't
except you,
protect.
Arturus, I can't protect you, unfortunately. Sorry,
You
buddy.
need to be adjacent to her to get her protection. You're the only one that's not.
Oof.
What a surprise
No.
round burn a round of rage.
Technically, I suppose you've burnt a round of rage to spell something.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Alright,
Other than that, no.
I'm down 2.
Surprise round is just kind of a half a round.
Oh, okay.
Arturus has a number, and that number is 8. Oh, geez, Rick. Ah, geez, Arturus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing? I know, Achilles. It's almost time to call it a day. Until then, I gotta put Senia's initiative in. She's got a dirty 20. Modified 20.
Parlavash was with us.
Bam. What's up?
I didn't realize Parlavash was with us.
Is he? Where's Perlavash?
Oh,
Right there.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm so confused. Oh, it's the cat.
She's
It's my
calling the
cat.
cat.
Yes, yes. Duh, I knew that. Huh. Now,
Meow always
who's
do
mind fucking who? It's you. But I think that's what we're gonna call it. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back at it to kill everyone with Will-O-Wisps. Next time, maybe this is the spoopy Kingmaker. What am I gonna do with this encounter and the one that's... This will be the happy place. This will be the... Where the peaceful fairies live, and it's not spoopy at all. But until then, say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.